Radiant team banned.
Alright, mic check, 1, 2. Hello everybody, welcome and good evening.
Radiant
Welcome
team
back
banned.
for some Lions Dota 2 League Season 1 playoffs. We are in the semifinals between INOGF and Team
Dire
Heiki.
team banned.
I'm going to be your caster for tonight, Ano the caster, and tonight I am joined by Chess. Say hello.
Hi guys, I'm very hyped for the
5
first
seconds
playoff, not first playoff game, sorry, but the first
Semifinals.
what is this called actually? Yeah, semifinal. There we go.
Yep.
Semifinal. Yeah.
And as Chess said, first semifinals for this first Dota season for the Lions League. And what better way to kick it off with two teams that are familiar with each other through the group stages? Because the last time I casted these two teams, Team Heiki won 2-0 against INOGF in a group stage game.
Radiant
And if I'm
team
not
banned.
mistaken, Team Heiki, did they come out on top on their group stages because of tiebreakers? I have to double check.
Radiant team banned.
Yeah, because they won the three-way tiebreaker, so they went up a bracket along with INOGF. Yeah.
Yep. And
So this is a rematch. I think they're playing each other for the. I mean, if you count each tiebreak game as one, then this is the fourth game. I think this would be game 4, yeah, because they played each other in playoffs. I mean, in the league, and then they played each other in tiebreaks, 2 tiebreaks.
Yep.
So, yeah.
well
Oh, I guess
said.
1 tiebreak. So third game, right? Yeah, third game. But okay.
Yeah, technically speaking. But nonetheless, it's still going to be exciting for the both of us because last time these two teams played out, I think if I'm not
Dire
mistaken,
team pick.
I think it was kind of close for both of those games. I could be wrong.
Yeah. No, there was one difference in this lineup. Zenith wasn't playing, and Vox was playing instead of Zenith. And he played the Pudge, if you remember. And there was like this crazy comeback game for INOGF where they actually almost won against.
Seconds remaining.
They were like way behind in the whole game. They were like some 15-20k lead. It was like 20 minutes
5
down or something.
seconds
Oh yeah,
remaining.
yeah. I
And then
remember.
RB's morphling. Yeah. On the back of the morphling and maybe some throws from Team Heiki, a little overzealous.
Admiral Konka.
So, looking at the band straight up, Terrorblade, Prophet, Shaman, Shadow Fiend, and for INOGF, Magnus, Death Prophet, Queen of Pain, first pick will be the Kunkka.
Yeah, I think this is most likely a DP Kunkka because I don't know if Jung plays this. So I would say this is a mid Kunkka already off the bat, but you never know. They might flex it because it's just the first pick. And yeah, the bands are quite standard. I would say. Then the Magnus is not so standard. That's a kind of a targeted band, Jonch, and as well as Jave who plays it. So, or Todd, I should say.
Hold on, I have to adjust a little bit of our sound settings because people
Oh,
are
okay,
saying
no
they're a
worries.
little bit too loud, so it's fine. Lower your volume a little bit.
Gotta control me.
I can't control you. I can only hope to contain you. Just lower you a little bit. Thing. All good in the hood. Can you say something again, real quick?
Yeah, can you hear me? How's it?
Yep. All right. There. I'm gonna lower you a little bit just so that nobody will complain about you. But Ancient Apparition will be the follow-up for Team Heiki. And by the way, Chess, let's look at the bracket a
10
little
seconds
bit.
remaining.
So Heiki defeated Sage plus 4 actors 2-1. Sugar Babies got
5
defeated by
seconds remaining.
INOGF 2-1.
Radiant
They're beating
team
right now
banned.
in the semifinals. And in the lower bracket, Don't Ban Tinker eliminates Pagpag Patapim. And now in the lower
Radiant
brackets,
team
Sugar Babies will be taking on VNCP. Sage plus 4 actors takes on Don't Ban Tinker. So that is our matchups for the coming playoff days. But now let's focus. Heiki and INOGF. Any predictions for this match, Chess? Who do you think? I mean, just from now, who do you
Yeah,
think is going to come out
Seconds
on top?
remaining.
I mean, I think Heiki's a very strong team, and I've played against INOGF, and I've not played
5
against
seconds
Heiki yet.
remaining.
And just from a kind of a playstyle POV, Heiki has a very strong offlane, and I think probably the strongest offlane in the entire league. Most offlaners are not very high rank actually in this league, so this is like a very, very high rank lane.
Dire
And
team
I
pick.
think they have a big advantage of that because a lot of the carries can, like have a rough game, and then it gets difficult to kind of get going as a team.
Tony the Tiny gets picked up by Heiki following up the Ancient Apparition. Ringmaster also,
Is
by the
that-
way, gets banned.
Yeah, that's a Zenith special as well.
10 seconds
So
remaining.
is TB also, we have to mention, is a RB hero, and NP is also a
5
Zenith hero.
seconds remaining.
So some very targeted bans coming out of the gate. This Tiny is also a flex. I believe Yang can play it as well as Todd. Maybe even Josh can play it offline. We'll have to see. But it's a good flex pick, I think.
Dire team pick.
Shadow Demon fouled up here by INOGF. So that is
Earthshaker.
that I've seen
Radiant
Zeeming Z
team pick.
run the Shadow Demon, and Earthshaker will be the follow-up for INOGF.
Yeah, I think this kind of solidifies what I was saying earlier, that the Kunkka is most probably mid. And the ST, they can still flex 4-5. I
seconds
believe Zenith
remaining.
can also play it. But in our series, Zeeming Z played it, so maybe that's what they're going to
5
go with.
seconds remaining.
Shaker is just a standard pick. I don't particularly... Like, I mean, it's a good hero, but AA is pretty annoying for this hero, like, because you can cancel blinks a lot with your second skill. And your ult is, like, just very annoying for this hero. And you also just... It's a strength hero, right? So he suffers.
Yep.
But it's just a kind of a stable hero, I guess. You lose lane, just farm stacks, get a blink, all good.
And so far, so good for the side of Heiki. They have good answers for the side of INOGF, but execution is very, very different on paper compared to actually putting it into play. So, Chess, what you fought against INOGF, if I'm mistaken, right?
Yeah. The big, long 70-minute game. Yeah.
Yep. All right. So knowing that, now that you're looking at INOGF taking on
Wind Ranger at your
Heiki, what
service.
do you think Heiki has to do to defeat INOGF? I mean, Heiki did defeat INOGF before, but a lot can happen in a couple of weeks. So what do you want to see from Heiki going into this one?
I want to see emphasis on the mid lane. I want to see them control
10
DP,
seconds
keep this guy in check.
remaining.
Because when this guy snowballs, he's a pretty good player, and he needs to, like, he's sort of a momentum
5
player, you know, and his team needs to play around
remaining.
him. And if you kind of keep him in control, I mean, you don't have to like shut him down, but just keep him in control. I think the team will suffer to rotate a bit because they rely on him to like make moves. And in our series, at least, like, especially game one, when his lane went even, he didn't really move around. So I would like to see Heiki put emphasis on the mid lane.
All right. Well said. I mean, what better way to ask what's the key points to beat INOGF than you, because you fought against INOGF in the first round. Unfortunately, you guys did lose, but nonetheless,
Dire team pick.
in terms of INOGF, let's glaze INOGF a little bit, right? We gotta give everyone some love. Among all these players, who do you think is the most dangerous? Like you mentioned DP. Is DP really the quote-unquote star
Dire
player for this team?
ban.
Monkey.
I think DP can be good in some heroes. His Kunkka, when I played against it, I didn't feel as much pressure as I usually would. But it could also just be like a matchup thing, you know, because we have like some cores like Lifestealer, LC and stuff that aren't easy to kill.
Alright.
So I think he wasn't, like, he can probably play the hero. He just needs to maybe move around
10
more.
seconds
I would
remaining.
say the star players like Zenith and RB, like the safe lane.
Oh.
5 seconds
And
remaining.
I would say that if they get a good game, they can kind of leave RB to solo lane and do his own thing, and then Zenith can move around the map. And I think they rely a lot on Zenith doing stuff because he's also their captain, right? And he like a lot of the moves he probably dictates.
Radiant team
So I
ban.
would say those two.
Yeah, and I hear a lot of memes. It's funny how you mentioned how RB you think is a star player for INOGF. A lot of people meme on RB that I've seen. If he's not on Terrorblade, his other carries are pretty whack. What's your take on that?
10
I think he's a
seconds
good player,
remaining.
but he's just a bit crazy in the early game. Like there's some moves he makes which are like you can kind of punish
5
them, and then
seconds
his
remaining.
game kind of just goes south. But I think he has a good idea, like intention with a lot of the moves. For example, against us, when he played Sven, he did like a lot of these back steps
Radiant team ban.
and like caught us supports in the back, you know.
Yep.
And that's kind of what led them to winning and a lot of fights and starting a comeback. And I think it's very good to have a very heads up carry like that, you know, who's always aware of the situation.
High risk, high reward, to say the least. So, for Team Heiki, they're gonna pick up the Wind Ranger and the Ursa. INOGF, they'll be
10
picking
seconds
up the
remaining.
Monkey King. Thoughts and opinions on the Wind Ranger, Ursa, Monkey King?
5 seconds remaining.
This Wind Ranger is for sure towards hero. This is a position 4. I think it's just a solid hero against this, the Kunkka Shaker Monkey core. You can kind of like kite them around, and it's a good hero against Monkey in general as well.
Dire
The
team
Ursa
ban.
is just a comfort for Pluto. It's a good lane, but it's not particularly good against the Shadow Demon. You can kind of struggle there, you know, if you get like ulted by Shadow Demon or like even just like the hero he goes on gets saved. It's kind of annoying for him. And so it's not particularly the best like Ursa game here, I'd say, but it's just a
10
comfort for them.
seconds remaining.
So they probably he'd probably get a free lane and then kind of just farm, and it's all good.
5 seconds remaining.
Well said. Final bans for these two teams. Invoker, Ember Spirit for Heiki. I know GF, they're gonna be removing the Timber Saw. So by the looks of it, with the ban of the Timber Saw, Tiny will most likely be mid for Heiki. And looks like Heiki missing an offlane as for INOGF. By the looks of it, Monkey King is going to be carry, no?
Yeah, I think this is most likely a Kunkka mid and a Shaker 3 and a Monkey 1. I don't like revealing your course so early like this, unless there's like a solid plan. I'm not sure, you know, like what the comms are there, so I don't know if it's a solid plan, but I feel like it's a little reasonable right now. Because they can just pick like a Yang hero, I believe.
5 seconds remaining.
Maybe Invoker or something? Oh, Invoker's banned, okay. They banned their own Invoker.
Razor will be the final
So
pick.
Monkey 4 or...
I think it's going to be a Monkey Paws 4. Yes, Jung. Back on the Earthshaker. I've seen a couple of Jung's Earthshaker and
10 seconds
personally
remaining.
not really my style, if you ask me.
Uh-huh. I would say for mid lane, Heiki, maybe Leshrac or something. Maybe Lesh is a bit too weak into these melee. Actually, it's pretty good Lesh game, I think. You can go Leshrac or what else is there? Maybe something like Ember's also fine, I think.
Ember's banned.
Oh, Ember's banned, right? Ember Invoker are banned. They banned their own Invoker. I thought Invoker would have been the pick, but
Bat
Oh,
Rider?
Hero.
Bat
is this a mid tiny?
Rider?
Oh, it's a mid tiny. Okay.
Yeah, mid tiny. Offlane John on the Bat Rider against Razor.
Okay, they're
5
cooking.
seconds
Huh?
remaining.
They love
DP
to do
mid,
these crazy
actually.
builds.
So Jung offlane. DP on the mid monkey.
I think that's a pretty brutal matchup for Tiny, but Tiny can go okay in the lane. I don't think he wins the lane ever, but he can like do okay. This Razor pick looks like a difficult Razor game, no?
Yeah, by the looks of it. Anyways.
There's like so much kite and like, yeah.
So Chess, who do you think comes out on top of the drafting? Whose team do you like more?
Honestly, I like the team fight on Iron or GF. They have like a lot of circles going on, and circles win games. But they have so many
Alright.
surprise factors on Heiki, right? They have like this Batrider Wind Ranger lane, which can just like completely dominate the Razor. Yeah, I'm not sure how that's gonna go, to be honest.
Alright, so INOGF is slightly favored by my very professional, very smart analyst, Chess. I could
not
never
sure.
make that call.
I just don't think the Ursa has a good like matchup in this game. So I'm not sure actually. It's a difficult one, I think.
Alright. Nonetheless, lineups are now locked in. First game of the semifinals, and what better two teams to start it off than two foes that are very well knowledgeable about each other. INOGF Team Heiki taking on each other. Best of 3, by the way, in this Lions League playoffs. While it is pause, classic RB pause, let us introduce these two teams. On the Radiant side, we're going to be having Team Heiki, Todd on the Wind Ranger, Cynthia on the Ancient Apparition, Jonch on the Bat Rider, Yang on the Tiny Plutowski on the Ursa. On the Dire side, that's INOGF. We have DP on the Mid Monkey King, Zenith on the Shadow Demon, Jung on the offlane, Kunkka, Ziming Z on the Earthshaker, RB on the Razor. So, let me ask you this, Chess. I've always asked all my analysts this. Who do you think is the X factor for both these two teams?
I mean, this guy last picked Bat, right? So let's just say the Bat Rider is going to be the X factor.
This is a
Because
good opportunity.
this is not
to
like
learn.
an incredible Bat game, right? There's like an X mark, there's like a Fisher, there's a ST save, which doesn't save the guy, but it can like buy time, as I learned recently.
Alright.
And I think the monkey is pretty important how much the monkey can move around and get done. Because I think Kunkka's lane, they're kind of like accepting like whatever happens. He's just going to be like a stun / utility bot. And RB's lane, they're trying to like minimize damage. I don't know. Honestly, I have no idea how a Razor ST lane versus Bat Wind Ranger should go. Like, I feel like if you just spam Q, you might be able to just win the lane with Razor. But I don't know. I'm not sure.
5-on-5 smoke action for both these two teams, and by the looks of it, we might have a collision down here bottom side. And what better way to kick off the semifinals with some 5-on-5 smoke action, Todd?
Oh, no, they're
Into the
missing each
Roche
other.
pit. They barely miss each other, but they're going on the high ground on the side of INOGF. They're both taking over each other's high ground, so close miss for both these two teams.
No wards down for either team yet. Interesting. Oh, they're doing a full circle. Alright.
And no GF.
30 seconds to battle.
Chilling on the high ground, and now trap may have been sprung. They're starting to ping out that on their high ground. To be careful. Low ground ward placed down here by Todd. So anyone who goes in the river might get jumped. 15 seconds left, and it's already pretty tense. 15 seconds in. Todd,
Oh
he's
my
gonna walk
God.
up first.
He's gonna run in.
Win run, disruption.
win
A little bit of a whiff there in terms of communication, but Todd
Enjoy
looks like he
yourself,
will
but
be
not
falling.
too much.
There's gonna be a
man, they
fair
just got
fire,
some
but
of that
nonetheless,
first
he will
blood
be
going.
falling down to DP's Monkey King.
Blood.
Not the way you want to
Not
kick
first
things
blood.
off.
I've killed
Prairie,
lots of people. I just-
Prairie Fire
You get the idea.
already used on the Wind Ranger, even forced to pick up the Wind Run.
Yeah, I'm sure Tiny's very happy about giving his mid laner first blood, you know, so... it wasn't a bad matchup, it's gonna be rough now.
Well, the only silver lining from that one, RB took quite a bit of punishment from that engagement, so not too bad. So he needs everything going against his Batrider, because Batrider,
Bounty.
known for obviously slowing you, making you quite slow when it comes to movement speed and turning.
You get nothing.
Let's see how Razor can fare
Yeah.
against that one.
Yeah, it's annoying, but the thing is, Batrider has very low range, like attack range. And Razor is like decent range, so you can kind of abuse that. And Batrider is not the fastest hero before like items. Before he has spells and items, especially with this facet, so...
Oh, Courier.
Dire's
getting bullied on
courier
RB
has been
though.
There
killed.
goes
like
your
regen.
Tango. Doesn't have regen. Tango
Well, that's very
taken out.
brutal, actually. Yeah, that's quite bad.
Who do you think is the lane to watch here, Chess?
I would say the offlane for sure. Like, I mean, that's in the top lane. This is I think all these guys just want to kill each other in this lane. So.
And by the looks of it, Kill Shot, Wind Ranger, Fat Rider with the Arsonist. Using matchups all around, Tiny against the Monkey King in the mid lane, so we expect the Monkey King to be somewhat dominant in this mid lane, but DP taking already a lot of punishment, losing in terms of last hitting as well
Fine to me.
against
Yeah,
this.
Yang's doing very well, actually.
No, take that.
Wait, he got a bounty run a minute in? No, cool.
No one took it, huh?
Cool, I guess. And he gets hit there by Monkey King's large stick. Wink, wink.
Yeah.
Almost gets the
Monkey
jingle up.
is
Oh, he does get the
flexing
jingle up.
his stick.
0-1 start so far. Heiki did lose out on the first blood, but you know, a Dota game is very telling in the first 5 minutes. And so far, from what this game is telling me, this is going to be a snooze fest until later on.
I think once some of these heroes hit some levels, like, you know, level 3 and Bat, level 3 and Wind Ranger, I think some things can happen for sure. Like, even Ursa's level 3 Spike, you can start fighting Kunkka, pressuring him more. It is a double melee lane against the Ursa AA, so I feel like they should start, they'll start getting aggressive.
Z Ming Z,
Courier has been
he's gonna
killed.
snipe the Courier, and it's also on their tier 1 tower. They're gonna get a slow on top of the Earthshaker and the stun with the tower hitting away at him. Might have bit off a little bit more than he can chew. Z Ming Z falls down to the tower.
Yeah, classic coast to coast. You say it's snooze fest, and then it simply does.
Yeah, they decide to turn into a professional diving team.
Oh, man.
Rider. Oh, there's going to be a little bit of an attempt by RB. Static Link on top of the Bat Rider won't really do all that much. RB has to be careful himself, taking a lot of punishment from Todd. Kill shot, actually Zenith just pops him with a Shadow Poison. Wasn't too careful with that one, and RB, he's happy to bait that one out. Zenith picks up that kill onto Todd.
Yeah, I don't think he paid attention to how many Shadow Poison attacks he
Oh,
had.
bottom,
It's not
Cynthia.
standing up.
It's a kill onto Z Ming Z again. I did not see how that one happened.
I don't know, I think the Shaker should just pull waves for his Kunkka. I feel like he's overdoing these Korea snipes and whatever he's trying to do. Maybe he died pulling the wave, I missed that, but...
Oh, he died all the
Double
way
melee
from
lane.
jungle.
Oh
Jung
no, Kunkka's in
gets
trouble.
attempted. Torrent lands on the Ursa, but looks like the cold feet will not be proccing. Kunkka will be fine for now, but lots and lots of punishment already in the bottom lane.
That was a good torrent to stop Ursa. Probably would have died if you didn't hit that.
Oh, Ursa tried to go again, but the Fissure halts him in his attempt.
Yeah, this lane is getting difficult in
Dire's
bot lane, I
middle
think.
tower is under attack.
Mid lane DP's got 10 denies, so he's also having a good time. But this is expected. Tiny maybe can make more with the rotations.
Soldering on the Tiny, maxing out the toss as per usual, and pause.
Another RB pause.
RB
Very
pause.
nice.
But shout out to RB because I'm also been having not the best ping for the past few months when it comes to Dota.
This Batrider kinda struggling a bit to get CS because he has very little attack damage, right? And less attack range compared to Razor. So, and especially if he gets linked, he cannot actually do anything, so it's kinda rough. But I think he's weathering out the storm alright. The Wind Ranger has died twice, but I think it's okay. It's not too bad yet. And the Ursa is probably gonna get out of control soon. Do they have stacks yet? No, no stacks. So I think the Shaker should start stacking because I think he needs to either pull waves or stack. I don't think he can do anything else in this lane. Maybe you can Fissure if the Ursa uses Q early, but
I mean, right now, Ziming Z is only level 2 on the Earthshaker. Not really the best start you want from your Earthshaker.
yeah, he's almost 3 though. It's okay. He can maybe he can try to like a cheeky kill on Tiny.
Upside,
Kinda hard, though.
Gonna take out the wave, but then it's getting the stacks on Shadow Poison up. Disruption as well. Firefly's gonna run out soon. I think John's just gonna die. Bit off more than he can chew with DP even rotating up topside. John is going to be falling down to the Monkey King.
I could do this all day.
Yeah, this last pick Batrider not paying out yet, huh? I'm not sure. This is not an easy Batrider game. I'm not sure what the idea behind the Batrider was, but we'll have to see, I guess.
Mid lane, EP starting to run down Yang, but is able to walk away. But starting to ramp up on pressure is INOGF, thanks once again to the mid lane. Jung, bottom side, has to be careful, will get taken down by Bo3.
Too close to what is mine.
Both offlaners suffering, to say the least.
Yeah, like I said, the Shaker has to just pull waves and the Kunkka has to just like suffer. He just has to eat it, you know? Kinda rough, but the Kunkka is it's okay, he got to level 4 at least. I mean, he's only that once. It's not
Upside, Dunch, static link once again. He has to try to run away from this one, but it looks like he might have accepted his fate. Can he get the Shadow Poison stacks? Looks like he's out of mana. RB takes a punishment himself. But Jonch has to run all the way back to base once again.
RB has raindrops, so he should not have a power shot anytime soon. Should be okay. Yeah. I think what happened in this top lane is that they thought the monkey was going to be position 1. That's why they went Batrider last pick. Because they thought the Batrider can just bully the monkey. But now it's a Razor and then... the Bat actually doesn't do anything to the Razor.
I mean,
so.
technically speaking, Heiki had last pick. Mid the top
Yeah,
side.
but they thought
Todd.
Razor was mid, I guess.
They're gonna turn around, try to get the kill out of Todd first. Yes, he's successful in doing so. He will lose his life, however. Yang with rotation, so 1 for 1.
That's very good though. That's a good rotation for time.
Bottom.
Then you take the Razor.
They find the Ursa thanks to the help of rotation of DP.
Yeah, both mid laners making good moves. Both great moves. Both carries die. I would say that favors Iron or GF a bit more because Ursa was really having a good time. I guess they're both having a good time actually.
Radiant's bottom tower is
Probably
under
kind of easy.
attack.
So coming back here, bot side, looks like... Are they thinking of wanting to brawl this one out? Because Todd is also in the area, but looks like he'll decide against it. Gonna use the Twin Gate to go back top side. But going back to what I was trying to say about the Batrider. Batrider was the last pick of the draft, and you saw the Razor. What did you expect to see from Razor? You expected Razor mid?
Yeah, maybe they thought it was
Dire's
Razor mid
middle
and Monkey
tower is
1.
under
That's
attack.
why.
Oh, bottom. Jung is gonna get attempted. There's gonna be an X marks on top of the Ursa. Will get hit by the Torrent as well. Jung, Cold Feet will not proc. Zenith is also here in the area, maxing out Disseminate in this one. As middle, uh-oh. Tiny, he gets a regen rune. Is he gonna get out of this one? We'll finally pop it. Does have a toss at the ready. Will he be able to use it? He will. There's gonna be a Batrider with a lasso bringing back DP. DP does not have a stun. Looks like DP bit off more than he can chew. Seeming Z is eventually gonna get ran down. Cynthia gets that kill. And the Tiny, on a knife's edge, gets 2 for 1. Or rather, 2 for none.
Yeah, it's a beautiful TP by the offlane on Batrider. It's not common you see offlaners TP this early, but it's a great heads-up play, and that really stops the Monkey King actually in his progression, because Tiny's now like... Tiny's got the momentum now, that's a great move. He's kind of even now with the Monkey. That's not where you want to be as a Monkey King.
A little bit of a pause
Problems
here.
with admin, what does that mean?
The admins saw something.
God, with this hold up wait moment. Yeah. No GGs were called though, I'm looking at the chat.
Well, nonetheless, so what do you like from both these two teams so far? Have you been liking what you've been seeing?
Yeah, like I told you at the start of the game, I wanted to see a lot of emphasis on mid lane from both teams. And we just saw like everyone showing up mid lane. I'd like to see INOGF send even more heroes, maybe even get Kunkka involved, you know, because he can't, he is 6 and he can't fight. I guess he didn't have both though, so it's unlucky. But they can probably bring even more heroes and just try to like, they're not to shut down Tidy, but they just like control him a bit. But both great rotations to kill the Ursa, I think. Is an important kill, I think. Ursa is getting a bit out of control. If you look at Ursa's CS, he's actually not he's not got very good farm in this lane.
38 last hits only.
Yeah, compared to 49 of Razor.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, you'd think he'd do better.
Here comes the gravy train. DP and Ziming Z smoked up. They want to try going once again on this Ursa lane. They can expect this one. They do have Wukong's command. Looks like smoke will get popped with Toski. Level 6 on that Shadow Demon. Instantly using it on top of the Ursa. And there's gonna be the X-Marks back with Toski. Will get their range off at the very least. And looks like they want to try to turn this fight around. There's gonna be a toss back there onto Jung. Jung, he does not have both actually. He's gonna get jumped on by the Batrider. Absolutely disastrous, and looks like RP shows up. They'll get the kill onto Cynthia, they'll get the kill onto Petoski. So it looked really good for a second, but Todd gets a double kill thanks to the kill shot. Jonch, he's still in the middle of everything. There's gonna be a beautiful 2-man shackle shot hit. RP still fighting up with his ultimate DP. He gets off the Jingle Stock, skilling up the damage. Yes, they do. Yang gets that kill, Ziming Z. And RP left to fight this one up. Jonch falls down to RP, toss there on top of the Earthshaker. Earthshaker falling down very, very low, but RP continuing to fight, and he will eventually come out on top alongside Ziming Z.
Oh, Pluto?
Pluto, he's back in, and RP's dead! What is happening? X-Marks, Torrent. 4 for 4 overall there, just.
Yeah, that Ursa kill took a bit too long, and his Enrage was actually on cooldown. I don't know if INOGF even used Enrage's cooling down. But that kill just took way too long, and they weren't able to burst him, and then he got Enrage off. And that bought time for his entire team to rotate.
Uh-oh, Wind Ranger tried to D-Ward, can't even get off the Wind Run. And even the Monkey King will be happy to take these stacks away from the side of Team Heiki.
Yeah, DD ruined Monkey as well. It's a scary Monkey. But yeah, that's a good rotation. I think if RB didn't show up for that fight, that might have been a really bad fight.
Trying to get the X-Marks off onto Cynthia, will get hit by the cold feet instead. RP also showing his face down here bottom, while the Batrider's up top farming, and there's 4 heroes on the side of INOGF in the bottom lane.
I think might be time for the Ursa to leave lane. I think he's realized it. A few too many heroes have come to poke him.
Don't poke the bear, so they say.
Although in this case, I think you should poke the bear.
Definitely. Top side, looks like the smoke on the side of Heiki will be put into use. Yang with a Blink Dagger, and he's gonna use it to perfection. Instantly executed onto the RB Razor. And it looks like the TP from Zenith will instantly get shackled up. Zenith will use Disruption on himself. There's a bolt available for Jung here. We'll use the X-Marks right on top of Todd. But it looks like they will get the kill on the Zenith nonetheless. Todd will be falling down for his sins. But it looks like Jung might be next on the list, but Jonch runs out of Firefly.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Bit of an overzealous TP by
Dire's
RB.
top
I think
tower
he
is
needs to
under
have Shadow
attack.
Demon behind him if he wants to make that TP. Like, just like I said, Ursa should not be in this lane anymore because there's so many heroes. It's the same thing's happening top lane, right? They're just mirroring their moves, so they need to. You need to respect them there a bit more, I think. He needs to have the. I don't know if the Shadow Demon TP'd late or what happened exactly, but they needed to. Yeah, they needed to just be a little more wary of that. Good move by Heiki though. You can see the supports moving around a lot on Heiki, both AA and Tiny. Sorry, AA and Wind Ranger, following the Tiny and trying to make use of Lasso early as well.
12 minutes in,
right?
13 minutes in, 12 to 11, 2k gold lead, and I said it would have been a snooze fest, but already we have 23 kills. 13 minutes in. Smoke. Looks like they're gonna be spotting out the Ursa. Wukong's command gonna be activated. Lotoski in a whole lot of trouble, but here comes a turnaround. Shield rule on the Monkey King with the A blast. Looks like they're gonna try to turn onto DP. The Ursa has to be careful himself. How did the Monkey King get over there? Wait, what? He's gonna get away scot-free. They're gonna turn around, they're gonna get Yang. Echo Slam committed as well. And the Wind Ranger left all alone to her own devices. 2 for none. And Cynthia is gonna be next on the chopping block.
Yeah, that's the new monkey facet where you can change soldiers in the Wukong.
Oh
He
yeah.
kind of, so he abused that and got away a little bit. I think he confused Heiki as much as he confused you there. That was a little unfortunate. Todd overestimated his bow shot a bit on the monkey. Because he had A blast on him. Maybe if he holds it a bit longer, he could have died by a monkey. But the A blast just wore out and then he just turned into
Radiant's bottom tower
Another
has
swing
fallen.
on INOGF, and this is pretty much a staple for INOGF's games. Very brawl heavy. Very unga bunga rundown mid.
Yeah, I think one thing to point out is if you see the vision on Dire's side, all in the Radiant jungle where they just have fought, right, in the lower jungle. They have sentry orbs. And Heiki chose to fight into all that vision, so it might have been a little bit of a mistake, I think. I think they need to fight more in their own woods.
Well,
Because they see everything.
at the very least, you have the Battle Fury now on your Ursa. 14 minutes in, basically
Dire's
15
top
minutes in
tower
at
is
this
under
point.
attack.
Could have been worse.
Yeah, I think both teams are... I mean, it's kind of an even game, to be honest. Like, after everything subsides, all the bloodshed, it's kind of an even game. And I think it's going to come down to execution. It's not really like one team has a better lineup at this point.
I'm really curious about this Batrider build because I have never seen, like, look at the Batrider go. There was 20 stacks on that Black Dragon, by the way.
Yeah, I think I'm just not sure how much the Batrider is actually going to get a click in a real fight. You know, there's so much like stun and disruption and stuff. So he needs to... Yeah, like I see some people go Orchid sometimes. They do need Blink at some point, I believe. They can go Pike, they can go Manta. A lot of options. We'll have to see where John goes. He does queue up the BKB, so I think he realizes there's too much control in these fights.
That's probably an understatement for the side of Heiki. INOGF, they have about 4 different stunts.
Yeah, there's a lot of control in this game.
RB continuing to farm up here on the Razor. Maelstrom already on him.
The Ursa's gonna have a hard time getting into some of these fights. He needs to really pick and choose his fights well in this game.
Smoke
It's not an
again.
easy Ursa game.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Cynthia hiding away under his tier 1 tower, but looks like the side of Heiki gonna place down a ward on the high ground. Zenith will be showing himself, and the Ursa
Excellent.
will be next on the list. There's gonna be a Fisher blocking this one off. Can he get off the enrage? Yes, he can. He jumps over the Fisher park guard. Meanwhile, elsewhere, looks like they will be finding the Kunkka. Potoski falls down anyways to DP, but it looks like topside. They get the kill onto Jung, 1 for 1 across the map.
Fortified.
Man, Pluto didn't deserve to die after that beautiful hop. That was like perfection.
Topside.
Unfortunately,
They
the
wanna
monkey
fight?
just climbed the tree.
DP. He's gonna jump forward, but he gets shackled up, and here comes a pause.
Oh my god. Okay, it's not RB this time, guys. It's not RB this time. We can cut him some slack. This was a crazy timing of a pause. I don't think Heiki wants to fight. I don't think they have any spells up, so I think they just run.
Yeah.
And I don't think this pause would have changed anything because I think they're going to run anyway. They have no lasso, they have no spells on Tiny.
You have a TP on the Ancient Apparition, but this Tiny not gonna be long for this world because he has no spells left on cooldown. RB gonna be running him down. They even use the Shadow Demon ultimate on top of him. They will use the Disruption as well on top of the Batrider. Even the Echo Stamp going on top. All the hate going up top.
Everyone bow down.
Todd will be falling down to
It was
DP.
an
3
accident,
kills
I bet.
top side for the price of none.
Radiant's top tower
Mid lane
is
still
under
not
attack.
over. Why is Cynthia in this area? But she will just straight up TP out.
Good try, little bro.
And drops a good try. Okay.
Bottom with you.
I think this they should have just full ditched
Radiant's
the
top tower
Tiny
is
there
under
because there's
attack.
no way they're surviving. There are no spells there. I mean, no way they're turning and saving
A
him.
painless price.
But I'm not sure. Maybe they get run down anyway. But to even try to fight there was kind
Middle
of crazy.
tower is
They're not
under
even gonna
attack.
get tier 1 tower top side now. Jess.
Yeah, the monkey doesn't really want to hit buildings. He doesn't feel safe. It's fair move. Tiny was coming back up. You don't want to get caught in some tiny combo A blast. Probably just die as a Monkey King, so he's respecting them. What is the Razor building? Any items coming up?
Gonna go for
Okay.
a Sanjin Yasha by the looks of it.
I could do this all
Going
day.
S and Y BKB, or is it going BKB first then S and Y? I'm not sure. We'll have to see. I do like the build though. I like S and Y is very value against the
Radiant's
Batrider
middle
and the
tower is
Shackle.
under attack.
And you just need a BKB in this gun again.
Looks like things have calmed down 18 minutes in, 13 to 18 in favor of INLGF. 2k gold lead for them. Big stack from the Razor here taken in their side of the jungle. But by the looks of it, the Orsa closing in on the Blink Dagger pretty soon. But network-wise, once again, DP on top.
Yeah, I think DP wants to farm his BKB before making any moves now. He needs to respect that they do have an AA and a Batrider. He can just die very quickly. And they have ST save, so I don't think they'll be able to chain stun any hero very easily.
Blink Dagger, by the way, on the
think-
Earthshaker.
Oh yeah, that's a big timing as well. Yeah. Not the earliest blink, but his game's alright. He's fine.
Considering the start he had, I think it's pretty good.
Yeah,
Died
it's pretty
twice back to back. Essentially.
good. He's done well to be part of the action and pick up some gold for himself. I'm not sure who farmed the stacks. I think maybe Kunkka farmed the stacks.
Kunkka farm the Ancient, yes.
Kunkka farmed the ancients, yeah. So you can see Kunkka level 12. All the levels, everything looks kind of good around the board. I'd never have imagined the Batrider is going to be the highest level in the game, but I think he's
Dire's top tower is
hit
under
more
attack.
creeps for like the last 5 minutes than
What
other
is up
players, I
with these
guess.
pauses? That's insane.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say right now, I think it's kind of obvious from the stream. There's a little bit of lag on my end. I'm on 10% loss myself. I'm just pointing this out.
I'm talking about.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. We want to see a fair game, you know, no players lagging.
PH internet indeed.
Good try, little bro.
Yeah, but so far,
Yes.
bloodbath on both these two teams, 13 to 18. I know. Who do you think is? Do you think a team has gotten an edge over the other with these stat lines so far?
I think this monkey BKB timing could be big, and the blink shaker, like you mentioned. So they can maybe get those two items, go smoke and run at Heiki, and Heiki might not be ready for that move. Because the Batrider is quite far from BKB still. Tiny is not really close to any item. Tiny has... what is Tiny buying actually? Is he buying BKB?
If I'm not
Echo?
mistaken, that should be an that's an Echo Saber on Tiny.
An Echo, yeah. Okay, so Tiny is not ready yet. So they're missing a lot of timings, I believe. And Ursa doesn't really want to just fight with Blink and Battle Fury into this lineup. Like, he can play pick-off and he can play very selective fights. But if he goes into these circles, he will die. So you need to respect this. So yeah, I
RP is
think they
now
should
back.
get his BKB, make a move. I really hope DP gets the BKB before making a move, because it might be a complete disaster if the Tiny or AA catch him. Also, Todd is getting a blink. He likes to blink in like crazy on Wind Ranger and just try to shackle one guy and start a fight. So we can look out for that as well.
Ooh. DP scouting things out here. Not gonna get anyone just yet.
feel like this move's very forced. They should just farm. Yeah, should just go back to farming. Oh, they're going for the
Dire's
tormentor.
middle
Okay.
tower is under attack.
Tormentor, 20 minutes in on the side of INOGF, and by the looks of it, it's gonna go to Z Mingzi. Wow, that's
Dire's
big.
middle tower is under attack.
That's huge because he was just gonna buy it himself, right? So that's massive actually. He can start his maybe next item like Kaya or something.
What's your
I think in
opinion?
these fights, yeah. Sorry, go.
Sorry, what's your opinion on like this Earthshaker Shard? You know, like Earthshaker basically clears waves with Kaya and Shard.
Yeah, it's very frustrating to play against. I'll tell you that. She's just
Dire's
pushing. You
middle
know, you want to
tower
like do
has
something.
fallen.
You know, basic Dota dictates that you win a fight, you want to go push, and then this guy just presses
This'll
Fisher.
come in handy.
Fisher,
wave's dead,
and
so
then
GG.
Enchant Totem, no wave. Cool.
Yeah, it's.
Interactive gameplay.
I think pushing waves safely. You know, like heroes like Doxia, for example, who can just Iron Shell waves and kill waves safely. It's a very strong tool in Dota. So because you don't show on the map, and you can just like shove waves
Dire's middle
permanently.
tower is under attack.
And so I think it's very good. I think it's a very good shot. It's almost a must-buy. I think.
Oh, looks like both these two teams are gonna resort to farming their sides of the map. With the downtime right now, Heiki and INOGF, where does the winner go to, by the way? Is it straight to grand finals with them, or?
I think you might have a better idea of the format, but I believe so, yes.
I have
And
to
then
double
there'll be
check.
low bracket final. Yeah, I'll check as well.
Because I'm looking at the bracketing right now, so... Oh
Yeah,
they're-
they go to the grand finals.
Oh yeah, oh! So yeah, they do straight up go to the grand finals. It's either Team Heiki or INOGF that's going to be in the grand finals. And the winner of loser's bracket will be going to the grand finals. Alright, that makes sense to me.
Yeah, the team that loses here will have a chance of redemption.
Dire's top tower is
Just a
under
little
attack.
update, by the way. Out of all the teams that are still in this tournament, Pagpag Patapim has been eliminated. So their their championship, Lion League championship aspirations have been dashed by Don't Ban Tinker.
Yeah, very unfortunate. I think they're a quite strong team, but they never got their teamwork together and their mental.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Looks like
And, you
INOGF making their move here, Chess. Going aggressive. They do spot out that there is a Batrider here. But Batrider farming safe. They will take that Sentry Ward, so the Batrider will now have to scurry home to get some mana.
Yeah, BKB up and Monkey King, link up on Shaker. They wanna go fight. But Heiki being very good about respecting the enemy here and understanding that they cannot fight yet, they need some timings themselves.
Almost pipe, by the way, on the
Radiant
Kunkka.
structures are fortified.
About 200 gold away
Yeah,
from
that's-
that.
I think Pipe's a big timing. It mitigates a lot of the win range Batrider and AA damage. So
Radiant's
even Tiny
middle
actually.
tower
So
has been
Done.
there's a lot of magic damage coming out.
Dunch takes down tier 1, or rather denies it. And it looks like the side of INOGF, they're satisfied with that. Gonna be backing away.
Okay, Heiki smokes it. Off the big BKB on Batrider, they want to make a move.
Oh, let's see if they're gonna be running into anybody. Tiny, baiting.
Kunkka's alone.
Kunkka, all alone. Shackle walls connect. It looks like they're gonna chain these stuns up perfectly as the Kunkka gets off the boat at the very least. He's still alive. Will finally get taken down here by Josh. But here comes ZP with the BKB active. He's gonna try to run down Cynthia. He will be successful in doing so. But actually, Potoski comes over to help him out. Gas will die at the backside. ZP will finally get the kill onto Cynthia. But Potoski will be trading away his life for this. Heard that the Tiny died. Tiny died backside to the RB and the boys. RB, he's still going. He's still trying to fight. There's gonna be a shackle right on top of RB. Todd
Double kill.
saving this, but
man.
Potoski once again assassinating the backline. Seeming Z falls down to this Ursa. And just like that, the numbers advantage has seemingly dissipated for INOGF as Heiki comes out on top.
Radiant's top tower
Yeah,
is
both
under
mid
attack.
laners kind of overzealous there. Just like ran into the enemies, like both the backline, and then they both got split off completely. I guess it kind of favored Heiki, but they both need to respect their enemy a bit more because I think Monkey needs to realize that his team is the control. Like he can press Q, but that's all he has, right? So the enemy can just run away from him, and you can't just like run down these opponents. Like 1v3, you cannot fight them 1v3 yet, especially without Wukong.
They didn't even get to use the Wukong's command in that fight either.
Yeah, he just kept running and just died to the Osa eventually. The Fury Swipe stacked up.
I'm just looking at my chat and I see Bloody Zero. Hello there, Bloody Zero. He just tagged me. It's time. Alright. Zero, if you're
Simon
watching, I will do it in the intermission of game 1. Just wait, alright? I'm going to change my profile picture when it's at that time or after this game. But instead, it looks like we're gonna be watching INOGF going into the high ground to the triangle of Heiki. They will use a scan. Scouts out Cynthia. Uh-oh. SpaghettiOs. This ancient apparition not going to be long for this World Century. Will get placed down. Cynthia will be able to use the AA Blast at the very least to stall things up. DP has to be careful. Pipe of Insight will be activated to keep this Monkey King relatively safe. So Cynthia falls down and takes the gank. Could have been worse for the side of Heiki.
Yeah, he does get the A blast off as he dies, and the
Radiant's
power shot
top
comes through.
tower has fallen.
The monkey did get kind of low there, but with the pipe popped, I think Yang did not want to try anymore. Ursa should be hitting a timing as well. They should have BKB soon, so that's another big. But even with BKB, there is an ST on the enemy team. He needs to be careful. He actually went for Basher before BKB, which is interesting. But I guess he's gotten away with that, so.
Gotten away with it, he has, as Razor, Sanjinyasha, BKB, Maelstrom, Ursa, less than 1k gold away from the BKB, Tiny closing in on his Aghanim Scepter. Batrider has his Aghanim Scepter, or rather his BKB himself.
Yeah, this Batrider has been a little quiet, but he's been farming up, and he's not the fastest farming hero, but he's getting his timings, and with this spike, he can definitely like make moves in fights, you know? He can like outplay the monkey, and he can do a lot of things, I think. I would like to see INOGF fight as a unit,
Ooh, very close on the blink. RB on the chase. There's going to be the X marks. They missed a static link. Blatoski is absolutely surrounded by the 5-man unit of INOGF. He falls down for a minute.
They can look to do Roche now with no Ursa alive. Maybe they're still scared of the A blast, but I think that's a good move they can make. Oh, I guess it stopped, so okay, it's a little far to like connect, I guess.
But look
They
at
will try to
the
force pressure.
look at the equilibrium. Ancient Apparition and the Wind Ranger pushing out the mid lane. Tiny pushing out the top lane.
Radiant's bottom tower
They
is
only have
under
one lane
attack.
pushing in.
Dire's top tower
I
is
don't
under
even think
attack.
they can get this. Wind Ranger stalling things out, pushing them away from the tower, but
Radiant's bottom tower
I may
is
have eaten
under
my
attack.
words. Because it looks like they should be able to get this one. Pipe of Insight will be activated, and the Wind Ranger Todd tried to take initiative and tried to defend that tower, but it looks like he'll be falling down to RB. RB gets a freebie. Make a kill for him.
Yeah, a little bit cheeky of Todd trying to go for like a shackle play or something
Dire's
there.
top tower is under
Gets
attack.
caught out for it. Not the worst death, it's alright. He'll come back up, he'll be up soon. Like you mentioned, mid lane is pushed, top lane is pushed, but Heiki doesn't get much out of it since the Ursa was dead during
Dire's
all
middle
that, so.
tower is under attack.
Ethelend's out for ST now, that's gonna help him cast his spells to safe for distance. I would like to see a blink, yeah, he's queued up a blink and shot. Those are very big timings as well. Or big items rather, not timings.
Aghanim Scepter now purchased on Mr. Tiny. Mr. Tony. Tony Tiny. Whatever. Aghanim Scepter on him.
I am not sure about the Zags. Maybe they feel like they don't have much damage or something. I'm not really sure about. It's a very hit and miss item because it's been nerfed a lot. It's a very small range now.
Yeah, by the looks of this, I think they're trying to go for somewhat of a burst slash poke and prod kind of lineup, right? You have Batrider
Hold for my
to
chest.
commit the Flaming Lasso into the AA Blast, try to burst him as fast as possible. You have Tiny to stall things out with the Tree Volley as well. You have the Ursa to clean up if things get too dicey, right? That's what I'm envisioning for the side of Team Heiki. But the problem is that INOGF, they're happy taking these long fights. You have Konka with the blade mail, with the pipe, with the ghost ship buff as well. You have the Monkey King with a BKB. You have a Razor with a Sanjinyasha with BKB. You really, for the side of Team Heiki, you cannot mess up these engagements. And Jonch runs into Mr. DP. Firefly, here we go. Looks like he will be overshooting it, but Jonch, BKB TP out. Do they have the damage? Doesn't look like they do. 9-second BKB use, but at the very least, or rather 8-second BKB use, Batrider will be able to escape that one at the very least.
Yeah, and he does pull them all to the top side of the map, and you can see Heiki pushing out mid. And as a response, they smoke up and they're trying to look for a pick now, as while trying to find a discombobulated Radiant side.
They're trying to pincer them in here. TP's into the outpost, trying to lock them down. Ward's taken down though by Todd. Uh-oh, DP gets its on off. Can they get the burst damage onto the Wind Ranger? Looks like they won't be able to. Force staff plus the Glimmer Cape will keep her alive. DP already popped the BKB. It looks like they're gonna keep trying to engage this one. Cynthia gets jumped on.
Who was that?
A lot of damage going on top of him. There is a there is a buyback. Echo Slam on the backside on top of John. John will be taking a tumble there. It looks like, yeah, he's gonna be next on this list. This RB Razor left unchecked, and here comes the jump in from Potoski with a fresh BKB. You'll scepter from this Ursa, from the Earthshaker, stalling out the Ursa, but look at the man fight. DP, he cannot handle it. Potoski with a double, but he's left all alone in this 3-man unit of Gia. Triple kill for RB. Buyback from Cynthia. Can't do anything.
Yeah, that was a valiant effort by Potoski there. He doesn't have shot, so I wish he had shot there in that fight. He could have survived a little longer, but maybe he couldn't afford it yet. And little difficult fight for Heiki, because the Bat tried to use BKB to TP out, so he didn't have BKB for that fight. And he just gets caught by the Echo and just gets killed instantly. And yeah, I mean the monkey did die at the end, but he took a while to die. And even though he wasted BKB with a full A blast, he kind of tanked everything. He made a this Razor kind of just went to town on them. He's a little difficult to kill on Razor because they have two Yules on Dire side. Like the Shaker has the Yules as well as Razor. A little difficult for this Ursa to just kill anyone in these fights.
Bat Rider closing in on a Blink Dagger next. Ancient Apparition going for a Ghost Scepter. Oh, Todd. Life was threatened. Should be fine though. And I feel like
coming out.
Ancient Apparition is just so important to be dying first in these fights. He has to get off at least an ultimate plus the shard. Feel like they just need him to just free cast essentially. Positioning wise, he's playing pretty well. It's just that the Monkey King is just finding him at every twist and turn.
He is getting his spells off, but he's getting out of position because he has to keep helping the Wind Ranger. He's tried to Glimmer in multiple fights.
Smoke.
So he's been losing position a bit.
Smoke here. Do they have vision? Doesn't look like they do. They're gonna go in blindly for the side of Todd. They want to burst out this Earthshaker. They will be successful in doing so. AA Blast will be flying through. Won't be finding anyone. Potoski will get hit with the X-Bars. BKB activated from him. Here comes the Wukong Combat as well. Shadow Demon looks like he will be the first one to die in this fight. Looks like they want to try to turn their attention to Tiny. Potoski right now with a double kill. Buyback here from the Shadow Demon. And looks like they look at the cliff. RTZ be damned. Looks like they get double clipped by this Tiny. TP out from the Razor. He's gone. But the shard for the Monkey King. Back to the low ground we go. Razor. He's also back here. Tiny. Might have bit off a little bit more than he can chew. There's going to be a die back there on the Ancient Apparition. Oh, the Monkey King almost died from that one. Disruption save though. He will still die to Todd. Potoski. He's still fighting. Enrage activated. Do they want to try to turn around this fight? Tiny bites back. Double shackle landed from Todd into the Avatos combo. Looks like he'll find those 2 kills. 4 for 2.
They do force the Tiny buyback, but that was a bit too deep under the... diving them under the T2 there was way too deep. It's easy to back your enemy up. There's no vision there. That's a very difficult fight for INOGF. They do get a lot out of the fight overall, but they kind of threw it back, so... All things considered, I'm not sure. Since the Tiny bought back, I'd say it's kind of even. Maybe, I guess it favors Heiki actually, because they go into Roche now.
I don't think I've ever found myself saying this, but this is going to be the first Roshan 34 minutes in. I expected this one to be earlier from either of the teams.
Yeah, especially the Ursa in the lineup, right? But both teams are a bit scared.
Oh, wait a second. Ziming Z stalking this one. Stalling things out. Does have an Echo Slam available, but here comes Todd the Madman. No HP, goes in to try to find Ziming Z. Here comes the Razor. Looks like he's gonna get jumped. He's gonna get clipped by the AA Blast. Do they have the damage? Do they have the burst? Doesn't look like they do just yet. Todd will fall down inside, but they will finally get the kill onto the Razor. That's gonna be a Gauntlet Cheat going to Potoski. And look at the man fight inside the Wukong's command. He does not care. They're trying to cut around this Orso right now. Looks like the Echo Slam going on top of 2 heroes. Do they have the chain? The torrent? The boat? It's gonna crash land into Tiny. That's a dieback for him and Potoski. He gets the Aegis and he drops it instantly. Cynthia dies to DP and this bear. Looks like he's been declawed. He's been defanged. He's being picked up. He's being slammed down. He's being absolutely kited. But the Wind Ranger on the sideline. Can he try to turn around the Earthshaker? No! Earthshaker flings himself in the air, but the execute
better hold on to your
from
hat.
Zenith
Now it's a mega kill.
brings him low enough for
That's
Potowski
fine.
to trade it off at the
Fine.
very least. But
There's no
Potowski
accident
falls in the
anymore.
end.
This isn't an accident now.
Yeah, this Shadow Demon's doing way too much work in these fights. He keeps saving people. He has Glimmer Cape. He has his Purge, which completely ruins Ursa. And they need to somehow find the Shadow Demon, but Zenith's not a noob, you know, he won't get caught so easily. And I think they really need to like somehow maybe approach these fights slightly different angles or something. Because head-on fights look difficult. They do catch the Razor up, but they use everything on the Razor. And they actually had nothing left after that.
Aghanim's now on Mr. Kunkka. Ghost Ship now has those little cannons that's... The damage stacks up from this Ghost Ship cannon.
Yeah, and also just the run buff in these fights is like such a massive deal, you know. I'm not sure about this Ags. Honestly, I can't gauge how good this item is. But I think with all these chaotic, you know, all the chaos, it must be pretty strong.
Kicking, picks up the Invis Rune, going for the Aghanim's next when Ranger tried to snatch away that Invis Rune from the Monkey King, but she's gonna be happy with dipping out.
I'd like to see Monkey pick up like a Nullifier or something. There's a lot of like 4-star Ghost Scepters as well as Windrun on Team Heiki. And he's not able to, he's kind of wastes his BKB in a lot of these fights, just chasing support stuff. He needs to like kill him very quickly. One Nullifier Harpoon, I think anyone does. So.
Bounty.
36 minutes
about
in,
Ags
25-33, and 9k gold lead in favor of INOGF. You were saying, Chess?
No, I'm saying I'm not a fan of the Sags pickup because I mean, I know he wants to tank up a bit, but I don't think it has high value. Especially with just like Echo Saber BKB, you don't really have like many procos, so.
Yeah, if you go Diffusal Blade, would have been perfect.
I'd like to see like Nullifier or something to actually address the supports, because I think these supports are like quite a nuisance in these fights.
Tormentor.
Todd just is like, you know, he's just running around, throwing shackles.
RB picks up the Tormentor here. Shadow Demon. The rich get richer, the poor gets poorer, as Shadow Demon does not get the shard.
That's a big shot for SD as well, you know, it's a cleanse, so that's a huge deal actually.
Satanic, by the way, on the Razor.
Yeah, Satanic's an
Giant's
interesting
top
choice
tower
because
is
he is
under
against
attack.
AA, right? If he gets hit by AA Blast, he will... The Satanic's not going to do much.
Aghanim's on
Tanks
the
him up.
Ursa.
But the active of Satanic is not going to do anything. Yeah, Ags is a big pickup as well. There's so much chain stun on INOGF, and he needs it, you know.
Gaya's
He's
top
queuing up his own
tower is
Satanic
under
as well.
attack.
But I don't think he can fight the Razor with these items. He needs to... The Razor is becoming a bit of a problem. They need to like chain stun him with the A and like blow him up. But there is an SD, and the SD will save him.
Razor, gonna go high ground, but thanks to the X
Tower is
marks,
under attack.
they're just gonna keep poking and
Gaya's top
prodding away
tower is under
at this
attack.
tower. Oh! The jump in! Absolutely crazy from Jones! Do they have the damage? They actually miss out the aim blast, and here comes the boom! The Titanic! It's gonna be crashing into Jones! Half HP now on the Bat Rider, but they do have the heal. The Greater Lotus and the jump in. Big Z falls down. The double
what a
circle
shot.
from Todd catches them out. They're gonna try to kill the Coco, but the disruption will save him. We'll stall out. Looks like Zenith, you'll be taking the fall for this one though. Tiny will be falling down. 3 for none. What a jump in. What a shackle. Goodness gracious, Chess.
That was a huge blunder by INOGF. They TP out the Razor and they all stay lingering in vision, and the Batrider just gets his free pick and forces a fight. I think they should just sack Third Shaker there because I think there's no way they're saving him because they're both like 1 and 2 have TP'd out. They already left. So it's a bit of a savior friend syndrome there. They could have maybe cut their losses with just losing Shaker. But now it really cost them, and then now Heiki on the front foot.
Ork Gold Swing on the side of Heiki. They were up by a 9k, maybe even 10k. You have to check the graphs. Tier 2 falls down, they do have a buyback available.
Gaya's middle tower
Don't think they'll be
has
interested in using this one. They take down a tier 2 on the side of Heiki.
Yeah, I mean,
tower is under attack.
INOGF all respawning. They don't want to like overstep here.
Oh my gosh,
So the
wait.
lead right back.
Napalm affects towers? That's crazy.
Dire's structures are fortified.
Yeah, if you read the
Dire's bottom tower is
shot.
under attack.
sticky napalm deals damage to
Oh, Echo
big
stop
shit,
jumping
big
in! Do they have the damage to kill off John? Yes, they do! Z, Glimmer keep away. Looks like Yang. He's gonna be called out. Why are you sticking around, Yang? The jump in, Potowski doesn't have the damage to kill off Zenith. Yes, he does not. No, the neutral. He keeps him alive. They finally get the kill, but Potowski isolated. Can he try to find a way out of this one? He does have a shard, he does have an axe, but he's gonna get surrounded, controlled. Here comes a unit of INOGF to take down the big bad Orsa. Four
Okay, what did I
dead
say?
instantly in the back line.
I said INOGF are respawning, they don't want to throw the game back, and they do exactly that. They throw the game right back for a T1 tower, which accomplishes almost nothing, so
Just
that's
like
very
that,
unfortunate.
Their
That's very
gold lead
unfortunate.
just slips away. Back to 11k
Yeah.
now.
Both teams feeling themselves a little too much, I think. A little bit of save your friend syndrome there, you know? They could have, again, they could have just let one hero die, but still could have helped them.
And Yang stuck in no man's land there.
Yeah, Yang just runs in to help his buddy, and then Todd also hits a great shackle, but Ursa goes on the SD, which might be the correct move as well. But there were two guys shackled, so maybe you could just cleave the two guys from
Tower is
shackled.
under
Just
attack.
go call it.
Notification comes out here. AA left alone to defend against this onslaught. Uses smoke to try to get some cover in this one. AA blast.
Has fallen.
Doesn't look like he's gonna be latching onto anything. Oh, Razor gets dragged back. Do they have the damage? He does have a Satanic. No BKB just yet. 5 more seconds for this one. Do they have to stall? Do they have the... They don't have even the AA Vortex on him. They're gonna turn. They're gonna get the kill of the Todd. No buyback for him. But the jump in from the Tiny. Use Scepter to save him. He does not have a tree volley. Judge gets jumped on here by DP. Echo Saber to bring him back. The Echo Snap on top of Tiny. Tiny isolated dead. Buyback flying out left, right, and center from Heiki. They don't want to let this one go. Potowski getting kited. Already used a BKB. Already used his ultimate. X-Wax back. Will miss out there on the turret. The pull back onto Cynthia. Cynthia does have another round of Ice Vortex. Or rather, AA blasted in second. Do they have the damage for the Monkey King? Yes, they do. They find the kill onto DP, but so much commitment already. Johns, he's gonna try to juke this on up here onto RP. Get the kill with the help of Z, but the tree volley. Can they get the kill onto the Razor? Razor stalling things up for so damn long. They can't get the disruption save as well on top of him.
Once more.
I will say INOGF is very lucky that the AA Blast missed the Razor, because if the Razor died immediately, that fight was a 5-0 instantly.
Oh, wait. Do they want to keep chasing though?
I think he's out.
He
Also,
is
I want
out.
to point out to the MVP in that fight, like not the MVP, but a very big part of the fight. It's outworld stuffs and all these
Radiant's top
annoying
tower
players,
is
you know,
under
they just
attack.
keep going in and out of the game and dodging random spells and just being annoying, like even the Batrider buying time.
Radiant's
Very good item,
top
very good
tower
item,
has
guys.
Triple
fallen.
buyback, however, on the side of Heiki. All
Yeah, it's
that,
a very-
and it's only for 2 heroes.
And there's no Rorschach, so that's a very costly buyback actually. And yeah, I mean, they missed the AA Blast and the Razor to start the fight. Yeah, I think he was trying to scout with the AA Blast, trying to catch heroes
Ooh,
on
bounty.
Cynthia, but he just missed the Razor, and the Razor got to like survive for way too long over there. If the Razor popped early, I think the fight's just over for INOGF.
Abbey Blade now on the Ursa.
Double damage.
INOGF should not get caught right now, though. This is...
Jong.
Oh no.
Oh no. Very, very dead on Z. Here comes the dust as well on top of Jung. That's an amplified damage rune on this Ursa. And this Konka outworld snap to stall the inevitable. Potowski now on a double kill. There is a buyback available for your Earthshaker, but now Roshan has now spawned for the Heiki side.
Yeah, your monkey and your monkey was just respawning like 10 seconds. You get caught off with that. It's very costly. They need to... Yeah, they need to not get staggered like this, because that's free Roche, and now... Momentum's back on Heiki, because, you know, INOGF didn't actually get any buildings from the last push. They still don't have some buyback, so they need to be a bit
Fallen
careful.
to
Yeah.
the Radiant.
But that was a great fight.
30,000 net worth on the Razor, followed by the 25 of the Ursa. Monkey King with 21 himself, 19, 18, 16, 15, 13, 12, 10, respectively for the other heroes in this game. But by the looks of this, numbers don't tell everything. 12k gold lead for the side of INOGF, but momentum-wise, Team Heiki has currently taking momentum in their favor. Aegis now on this Ursa for 5 whole minutes.
Yeah, There's no buybacks at all on Heiki, so they're kind of all in with this fight. I'm not sure how much they will push their limits here. They do have Batrider to siege, but it doesn't look like he wants to really commit much. Gem also picked up on Batrider. And there was a lot of vision by Zenith in that fight in Heiki's base. A lot of it dewarded though by this gem, so it's great pickup.
Goodness gracious,
Also-
Tiny just cleans up this top wave so fast.
Yeah, the Chinese nearing on his dead list as well. That's a lot of damage, I believe.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
I'd like to see a
Dire's
refresher on
top
Razor.
tower
Okay,
has
he is
fallen.
nearing the refresher, but I think he wants to say buyback for now.
Pausing
Two
the
ults on
action.
Razor. Yeah. I think they realize they don't have buybacks on Heiki. They don't really want to push the issue too much.
Only
Dire's
heroes that have
top tower
buyback
is
on
under
Heiki
attack.
are the two supports. As for the side of Iono GF, it's only the Earthshaker who has a buyback.
Yeah. Oh, so he bought out the refresher then. Okay. The Razor should have buyback soon. He's quite close.
It's a very, very fed
Radiant's
Razor.
middle
He'll Scepter.
tower is under
Going
attack.
into the Windmaker in just a moment.
He sold boots for this refresher, by the way. It always, I know it's, it's late game and all, but it always feels bad to sell boots in a lot of these games.
I mean, he does have Sny, right? Still 414 move speed.
Yeah, he still has and he also gets movement speed, so it's alright.
Nothing to scoff at. I mean, if you were
not too
maybe
bad.
the Ursa, right, that has to give up. He's running 6 slots, 7 slots with this BKB in the backpack. Now
Yeah,
that-
I mean, I'm not
that's
gonna call
gonna
the banner a slot, but yeah, he does have many items.
Yeah, and eventually, assuming this game goes, God forbid, 70 minutes, right? But this Ursa has to make some tough decisions. He eats Aghanims, frees up 1 slot, right? Maybe that's Octarine Core that he's buying. He turns his Blink into Swift Blink. Then you sell your boots potentially.
Yeah, he still has some room to grow. Vanessa.
Bold and sweet.
He can still go for, Nullifier himself, or maybe even I think Nullifier probably. I'm not sure what else he would buy here. Maybe he's buying Octarine. Okay, so he just wants to go full tank. Bro. That makes sense as well. He just wants to tank up all the spells and maybe get out of the Wukongs and bait some spells for his team. But that makes sense too. He wants to play a bit more of a frontline role because I don't think Tiny or Batrider really want to frontline anymore. They can't really go in, so. Not that they could ever go in, but yeah.
Shiva's guard next on the Bat Rider. What do you think about that? You're going for a right-click build on Bat and you're going Shiva's?
I think he needs to tank up and maybe get more vision in the fights. Shiva's a great item to just spread vision and also get magic amp for all your teammates. So I think it's a good item. I think he realized also needs an armor item, right? There's so much physical damage coming out from all these Razor minus armor and the Monkey King that he can't just die. He needs to be a bit careful, I think.
I mean, yeah, Shiva's is a great vision item, like what you said, but if you want armor and you're basically right-clicker Bat, wouldn't you want to opt in for an Assault Curious?
I mean, the thing is, Shiva, like I said, is the vision as well, and it's also the spell lamp. A lot of his damage is still magic, right? AC gives, it does give armor and it gives armor to your team, but it also reduces the enemy armor. And that enemy armor reduction is not as value when your damage is mostly magic, right? So.
Uh-oh, Jonch! Oh, can he try to get away from this one? Do they have the damage? It's close! Not close enough!
Oh, wow, that was
Ooh,
very risky.
baby. Right on the edge there for the Bat Rider. TP's out with a blink with a BKB. Survives on 900 HP.
His buyback would have been a cooldown as well for 45 seconds, so that was a very...
Would have been Gem too.
Yeah, the gem as well. That was very, very close. Would have been
Tormentor.
quite costly though.
But it looks like it's not gonna go onto anyone because everybody has their shard. So unfortunate for them. Gonna have to TP back because they're ratting out the top and mid lane.
Yeah, Heiki's map play has been very good this game. Both supports pushing out lanes constantly, as well as Batrider trying to keep side lanes in check. It's great pressure coming out. You do have some easy, AoE lane clear, like a Shaker shot, but it does bring heroes back. They also have X-Mark, I guess, so it's not the end of the world. But...
Smoke. On the side of Iono GF, looks like they want to try going in for the killing blow against Team Heiki. All momentum on their side at the moment. Ursa, no more BK, no more Aegis for him. Tier 2 tower still standing here in mid. Could change in just a moment. 3 volley. Stall things out quite a bit. And just like that,
These trees
Diablo
are a
wave.
pretty good wave play. Yeah, power shot, free volley. It's a great wave play. The monkey picks up a Skadi.
Radiant's middle tower is
It's an
under
alright item.
attack.
It's good against the Batrider. It's not great against the BKBs coming out, so it doesn't address that. He's going for Basher next, so that's
Radiant's middle tower is
so he's just
under
playing on
attack.
full kind of a scaling monkey. He doesn't really want to. He's not playing like the assassin, the nullifier, just like one off, I guess. He just wants like
Dire's
stand and fight.
structures are fortified.
Fortification to protect this creep wave. Do they want to do anything with this one? RB gonna head over to the bottom lane. Expose racks. Looks like they will be successful in taking down the range one at the
Radiant's
very
bottom
least.
barracks have fallen.
3 volley. Misses out once again here on the tiny. Hits Zeeming Z a little bit.
Yeah, RB with his Lotus Orb and a Wind Waker fully complete. He's confident to
Jump
step up.
in. Backside. What is Petolsky thinking? BKB activated. They want to try to get the kill onto the Sound Demon. The Wukong's command is placed down. Yang is in the middle of everything once again. Professional pop here on the Razor. Does have another round of Satanic. But this fight is so scattered. It's disjointed. Everything you can think of. Tiny will be falling down first. Does have a buyback available. Agent operation. Looks like he might be next on the list. Outward top. Stall slap the inevitable. Buyback for him as well. RB still fighting. Has a Satanic. Yang bought back into this one. Has to be careful. Meanwhile on the backside, they will take down the Shadow Demon at the very least. Buybacks flying out from the Wind Ranger. Looks like Jung might have overstayed his welcome as he will be falling down most definitely. Ursa still fighting up here in the backside. There's gonna be the Wind Ranger trying to pull them away. Ice Blast will be going in, it's gonna whip, but RB will get clipped by this one. But Toasty is still getting sucked down by the Razor. There's gonna be an Echo Stab in the backside. I think it gets cancelled out though. RB falls down to John.
Double kill, Vicky.
And it looks like this Monkey King's gonna be next on the list. As the
killing
Earthshaker
spree.
trying to get the kill onto the Ursa. Gets turned on himself. 5-man wipe. What just happened?
Radiant's bottom barracks
Yeah, that was a
are
very
under
chaotic
attack.
fight. And that was the power of the Ocarina Ursa. He just keeps jumping in. He has 2 Earthshock charges. He has Enrage. He just keeps baiting spells. The Shadow Demon does like kite the Ursa very well, but he had a chance to blink, but he kind of just stayed to poke the bear.
Double damage.
And you know what happens when you poke the bear, right? The bear kind of just lashed out and destroyed everyone.
AD rune on the tiny. Buyback on 4 heroes of Iono Girlfriend. Iono GF.
Dire's middle
I
tower
don't
is
think you
under
want to
attack.
use it though. They have no 40 because of mid as well.
They will get one glyph back
Dire's
but
middle
now.
tower has fallen.
Not yet.
Oh yeah, they don't have glyph. Yeah, they
Dire's
used the T2,
middle
right.
barracks are under attack.
Demon Z.
Oh, but they do clear. Okay, they clear the melee.
I mean, they clear it, but this tiny smacking away at the racks. They take 2 racks
Dire's
down.
middle barracks have fallen.
They're gonna try
They
to
do
go
have
for the
one glyph.
GG push.
Dire's
Hold
middle
on.
tower is under attack.
Heiki. I mean, they have the damage thanks to the shard of the Batrider. Tower is almost dead. Amplified damage will finally wear off. Here comes a blink in from Zenith. They want to try to get the kill. Echo Slam only onto the one hero, but he's gonna instantly walk that one off. There's gonna be a Wind Gale trying to push them back, but Zenith gets turned on. He's gonna die. Doesn't have a buyback available. RB gonna buy back himself. You're gonna try to get on top of this. Ursa taking a whole lot of damage. He will most likely be dead in this one. RB picks up that kill and Todd. He's gonna be joining his carry in the grave in just a moment. Trapped up in the corner, Todd has nowhere to go.
Radiant's top tower is
Buybacks
under
had to be
attack.
forced out though, just to survive that.
I mean, RB bought back with like 20 seconds left in that timeout. That's a very costly buyback.
Die back
And
on the
Ursa does
window.
have buyback. Yeah, they actually don't have buybacks on Heiki. They just Ursa and Batrider. It's a bit sketchy without the supports, or without, at least without the Wind Ranger in this fight. It will be a 4v5. But the waves are pushed out, so it'll take a while for...
Roshan,
Okay, they go down for Roche. Yeah, they want to get this to the Razor, so the Razor does have to buy back. Very costly buyback. Blutoski is showing why he's the best carry in the league right there. He's just absolutely owning everyone. He survives for so long in these fights. And it's just, I don't know, they need to... Maybe this ST needs to survive the fights, I think. He's very key to these fights. And he does buy back, by the way, so ST getting caught next fight could be like end of the game. So. I think Kunkka also needs to stay a bit more with his team. I think they're diving a bit too much. They need to realize that RB is probably the damage of the team at this point. Maybe the monkey a little bit, but I think the Razor is doing most of the damage. And They need to just keep him alive. They're just kind of getting split up too much in these fights.
A gift.
Which is
from
credit
the
to
earth.
Heiki as well, because they're playing to split up fights. So
RB pushing forward here. With the Aegis. Full inventory for him, but here comes the tree volley. Takes out the creep wave, but mid lane, or rather bottom lane, will be pushing out in just a moment.
Radiant's bottom barracks are under attack.
okay, so Osa doesn't need to buy back. It's a huge deal actually. There is a big buyback.
Notification. Comes out.
Back. The
Damage.
creep wave is
Tree
zero.
volley.
Yeah,
Right
backdoors
there.
up with the creep wave is zero. Little scary to stay.
Radiant's bottom
Everyone is
barracks are under attack.
they do get the rest. But
Radiant's bottom barracks have fallen.
They want to try to overstay their welcome here on the side of INOGF. Doesn't look like they're interested in staying all too long.
full what's it called? Full Shiva's up on bat as well. He's almost got his next item. He will say buyback though. It's the most important thing this point. The supports still don't have buyback. They get a full Lotus Orb on Heiki, on Todd.
They throw away their banner as well, essentially.
Tiny's nearing closing up on an item as well, plus his buyback. He's opting for Silver Edge. Yeah, Silver Edge is pretty good. It breaks the Razor passive, makes him a little slower, breaks the Monkey.
Radiant's courier
Breaks the
has
Shaker
been
as well.
killed.
Nice.
Ranger
Good.
pushing forward. Zenith has to be careful. Should be fine. They get the jump there on the Razor. Can they get him up to the high ground? They cannot. Wind Waker away. There's gonna be the X-Marks on top of the Wind Ranger though. Outrun Sam cannot dodge that damage out. Yule Scepter. This Wind Ranger not long for this world. They're gonna try to get the slam on top of her. DP jumps the backline. John Schwartz used the BKB to run away. The Wind Ranger's still alive back there, but she will die. No buyback. BKB popped as well by the Bat Rider.
Yeah, Todd tries to go for a little ambitious play there.
Town is under
Punish.
attack.
He doesn't have no buyback. Maybe they can. Let's see how they approach this fight. They might be still able to fight 45 with some tosses and passive play, but that's just
Oh,
what.
jump in or Sunny want to try to burst down this Razor. Razor still has the Aegis, by the way. He
Oh
will get
my
that one. Dodge will be jumping in on the Zenith. Zenith has to be careful. He's going to try to solo out that Bat Rider. The push forward here. BKB activated now from the Tiny DP. There's not a Vulcan. He will get the kill on the Zenith. That's going to be a dive back on the Shadow Demon. Then look at Potoski. He's trying to rip into this Monkey King. That's going to be a dive back and they get it though. They're getting the kill out to the Earthshaker. Does have a buyback on the Monkey King. But Jung, he has to buyback himself. He's going to die into that zone. Cancel RP last second. That's a buyback. No way. Heiki survives. Ultra kill for Potoski. Only one that has buyback is your Monkey King.
I think it's just over, right? The
That's a
Ursa.
strange feeling.
Wow, this Ursa just absolutely shredded everyone. Like he just jumped in. There's one very key moment in that fight, Anna, which is the Bat Rider found the Shadow Demon. And with no saves coming out, the Monkey just melts. Jacob just melts, the Luca just melts for the Ursa.
Monkey King.
Yeah, Podolski just has
Selling
his way in that
items.
fight.
Left, he doesn't know what to buy. He tried to buy a Shadow Blade to stall. Wukong's command, blink in, Potoski. 1v1 of the century. This is for your game. This is for game number 1. Here comes the Ice Blast going in. He dodges out the damage, but slowly
he's in
but
trouble.
surely, DP falls, another dive back.
Dire's Egypt is under attack.
Game 1,
Radiant victory.
War of Attrition, has been won by Heiki.
What a ridiculous game. Almost 60-minute game. Nearing the 60-minute mark. Oh, wow, that was as expected, absolute banger from these two teams. It's always a absolute bloodbath, you know. Both teams just they don't care, you know, no buybacks, 4v5, they don't care, man. They're just gonna go in and kill. They're just gonna go fight.
Truly a game of carries. Potoski 22-8, RB 18-7.
And mind you, this is not an easy Ursa game. If you see these heroes, I would not favor Ursa in this matchup. But this Plutoski, absolute GOAT, best carrier of the league, you know. Buys an Octarine core and just tanks up everything, and they just cannot do anything to him.
With that in mind, that was only game number 1 of this best of 3. We're gonna go into a little bit of a break first before we get back for game number 2. But don't go anywhere, guys, because this is a best of 3. So game 2 coming up in just a bit. We're gonna go into a little bit of an intermission. But Heiki, INOGF, more after this.
team
Hello,
banned.
everybody. Welcome back. Game number 1 went Team Heiki's way. Now we're going into game number 2. Heiki INOGF semifinals winner gets to go to the grand finals. I'm back here, Anna the Caster, alongside Chess.
Radiant.
Game 2, what do you
Hello.
think you want to see differently from INOGF?
I would like to see maybe a bit of a more mixed damage draft. If you look at the draft coming out of INOGF, it's all physical damage. And the items that counter Monkey kind of counter Razor as well. You know, like the Ghost Scepters, the Yules, all these guiding items. So they need to, and also Lotus Orb,
Dire
right?
team banned.
And I think the Monkey, I'd have liked him to address what the supports were doing, because this AA and this Bone Ranger were very annoying fights.
Radiant team banned.
And I think you need a Nullifier or maybe some other item to deal with them. Because the Skadi, you hit, I mean, I don't think the Skadi had like very high value, and especially the
10
Ags, I don't know if the
seconds
Ags did
remaining.
that much. I might be wrong about that. I mean, it's a very long game, and I think a lot of things could be different, right? But that's one of the main things. And the Shadow Demon needs to... actually, I mean, I think he played pretty well on Shadow Demon. It's just 1 or 2 fights he kind of fumbled and got caught. But maybe there's more props and credit to Jonch and Heiki in general. Yeah.
Alright, well said. Alright. Hopefully we're gonna have a much more... I mean, it was already competitive for INOGF, but let's hopefully see a more composed INOGF.
Actually, you said what I'd like to see different. I'd like them to see... I would like to see Ursa respect ban for Pluto, you know? He's been a bit too good in this hero. Maybe it's a bit too much comfort. That was a very hard Ursa game, and he still made it look
10
insanely
seconds
ridiculous.
remaining.
So maybe need to respect ban that, you know?
5 seconds remaining.
Just because his lane goes way too well. Especially Jung is playing all these melee heroes, you know? He wants to play Darkseer, Earthshaker, Kunkka.
Dire team.
These heroes cannot play into Ursa. Man. Even Axe, you know? All these heroes. This is what Jung plays, and... Yeah, they get the Shaman. Okay, there's a very, very contested, highly contested pick all in the entire league, I think. One of the best supports right now.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team banned.
I know you there.
Oh, sorry, yeah, sorry, I zoned out for a second.
Oh, no worries.
My bad. Yeah. So, Tiny Shadow Shaman gonna be picked up. INOGF by Heiki, respectively. Sorry for that, Chess. I was gonna edit something,
10
but
seconds
I'll do that
remaining. No
later.
worries.
Gonna lock it.
Team banned.
Gonna edit a little bit of a reel because I did a little bit of a meme, a little bit of a haha funny with my friends. But yeah, pretty much. All right, so blueprints to win for the side of INOGF has been laid out for Chess. As for Team Heiki, what do you
10
want to see
seconds
from
remaining.
them to maybe close this one out in 2 games?
5
I'd like to
seconds
see
remaining.
Jonch on maybe a better laning hero. I think his lane was like a little rough, you know? Like, I feel like they need to get him to a better start. Because a lot of the game, I mean, he's a good player, so he knows how to recover and, you know, still have impact. But they gave RB way too free a lane, and I feel like they had the last pick of the game, right? So they didn't need to do that. And I really think they thought it was Monkey 1, and they thought the Razor was going to go mid. But yeah, I'm not sure what the entire idea behind the Batrider was,
10
but he
seconds
clearly had a lot of
remaining.
impact despite that, because he's a good player. But I think they need to
5
address that
seconds
lane a bit more.
remaining. Dire team pick.
Well said. Sven will be the final ban for INOGF before we go back to the picking phase here.
So AA was banned out this time. It's a respect ban for Cynthia. He's been playing the hero a lot.
As it should.
And RB Sven, wait no, Pluto Sven was banned, but Ursa's still in the
10
mix.
seconds remaining.
And they take Tiny for themselves this time, which they can also flex.
5 seconds
When
remaining.
we played, DP played the Tiny, but I'm sure Zimingzi can also play. As a Shadow Shaman player myself, heroes that Shaman hates playing against are stuns, silences, and very high damage if the hero is stunned. For example, like Leshrac, if he has an ult going, or an Edict, he'll just like shred the Shaman. And
Grimstroke.
yeah, okay, there Grimstroke's pretty nice. You get the silence on the Shaman. You get you have like Inkswell combos with Tiny later in the game. It's a very high damage hero as well. I think this is a Zeeming Z hero, but I don't think you play this hero 5 often, but maybe it's a 5.
10
Not sure.
seconds remaining.
This might lock in Tiny to mid, so
5
that might be
seconds
a bit of a
remaining.
draft hole they can abuse on Heiki.
Yeah, so you think they're gonna revert back to tiny mid on INOGF?
I think it's most likely mid, but I think they still have the option to flex. Give me 1 minute, sorry.
Right. No worries.
Apologies.
Oh, while Chess is away doing his business, you're gonna be stuck with me. Looking at the lineup so far, looks like Team Heiki on the board right now with their next pick. Shadow Shaman still in their first, or rather, I would say Shadow Shaman as if they would lose that pick. Shadow Shaman, first pick for them. Going up against Tiny Grimstroke. Earthshaker.
Shaker.
It looks like INOGF and Team Heiki, they're gonna trade away some heroes because Heiki had Tiny and Aya had Earthshaker. A little bit of a switch around.
Yeah, a little bit of a swap. The Shaman is still a flex, he can be 4 or 5. The Shaker,
10 seconds remaining.
he can be any role as well. He can flex it, but most probably a
5
3
seconds remaining.
or a 4. I'm not sure why they highly prioritize the Shaker here. Maybe they just like the hero, I think. Can keep it open as well.
Dire team pick.
Queen
Co-op coming
of
out, okay.
Pain.
We have seen co-op being flexed in position 1, 2, and 3. I'm guessing this is a Yang hero because he already sees Tiny, maybe. Maybe it's a good matchup for the mid lane.
Yo, what's your opinion on
10
Cop
seconds
plus one
remaining.
actually? Because last time we saw it, if I'm not mistaken, it was Sugar Babies.
Yeah, it's my team, yes.
Oh, it was you guys. Oh yeah, sorry. So
Yes,
what's
yes.
your guys' thought process on Quap plus one and you're gonna go the right clicker build?
I think in Captain's mode, if you pick co-op, you need to maybe flex it. You need to be ready to play it mid as well if it's a bad matchup. I think it's a very strong hero. It wins lane very hard. But the problem is you need to maybe join some fights to farm really quick. Because you can dominate lane, but you don't farm very quickly with just max dagger, right? Compared to other carry heroes.
Yep.
So you need to join fights and make it work a bit. Or like split push. You need to like do something a little different. Pressure the map. It's a very strong hero though in lane. But it does have some downsets.
Yeah, and we saw it in your game last time against INOGF, funny enough, where you're gonna pain plus one. You saw the limitations of the hero in which if you're fast enough on the Blinken, on the initiation, and funny enough as well, it was against a Tiny, where if you can get the instant stun, instant lockdown on the Queen of Pain, BKB is basically useless. You're gonna need Shadow Demon or to save her. You're gonna need some kind of save, Ringmaster,
Radiant team
to
pick.
save the Queen of Pain. But let's see how this team rounds out their lineup around the Queen of Pain. As INOGF, they're gonna round out their second pick phase with Pangolier and an Ogre Magi.
Yeah, like you mentioned, the co-op can be squishy early. Once he does get his items online like Blade Mail Maelstrom, he can kind of fight back, but it is an int
5
hero, you know, he doesn't have very high
remaining.
armor, and you do need to buy some items to compensate for that. And yeah, Pango Ogre coming out. This is definitely a Ogre 5. Zenith loves this hero. He likes to just give his carry everything, give him Bloodlust, give him a good lane, and hope RB has the best game. RB Drow is open. I would like to maybe see Drow. I think Drow is a pretty good Drow game.
Radiant team ban.
Ursa.
Warrior.
So that
Not
basically
respect
locks
banned.
up Queen of Pain for the mid lane.
Yeah, they don't respect ban the Pluto Ursa, but they respect ban Sven. That's a very confusing one. Maybe they thought they banned the Ursa? I don't really understand that, but okay.
Maybe they see
Um,
something that you don't see. Maybe.
Yeah, maybe. I did lose to them, so I can't talk too much.
Maybe one day you're gonna get your get back. Good luck on a potential lower bracket run. Of course, I'm unbiased. Even though you're with me as my analyst, I will still love all the teams here the same.
Thank you. It's
Except
a long road ahead
except
of
if
us.
you have a brain rot name. I will actively root against you and hate you.
So who has the brain rot name in the league?
Oh, patapim, so they're already eliminated.
Ah, yes.
I really don't mind them being
Alright.
eliminated first.
That's fair. That's fair. What do you think of the Pango pick? There's like one very big downside to Pango is like Fisher can stop your roll. So if the Pango's trying to roll, the Shaker can just like stop him instantly and delay him. And also his lane is going to be rough into this Ursa, like if it's an offlane. I mean, you can flex it, but then you play Tiny 3. It's kind of very weak into Ursa as well, so...
5 seconds remaining.
Not sure about the Pango. I think it's a mid Pango. I think it's a offlane Pango.
Radiant team pick.
Yeah, I think also that Pangolier offlane has really started popping off in terms of rank, in terms of pro play as well, where it's somewhat flexible, where you can also go Diffusal Blade, essentially go mid Pangolier in the offlane. Some Pangoliers even go for an aura build, where you tank up, you go for pipe, maybe into damage later on.
5 seconds remaining.
Very flexible on the Pangolier in general.
Yeah, it's a universal hero. A lot of items work. I see Vessel very commonly built on offline because the Diadem now builds back into Vessel, so it's a great stat item for Pango. And it's just good damage early and good. You know, Pango's always missing a little bit of the damage, so it helps finish off out of the skills. Especially with, like beefy boys like Earthshaker. It's a great addition. Maybe an Ursa as well. Yeah. Phoenix.
Phoenix to
Okay.
close out the lineup. So by the looks of this, Earthshaker pos 3.
I think it's a Phoenix 4, Earthshaker 3, yeah, but... And Shadow Shaman 5, that's what I would guess. I don't know if Cynthia plays Phoenix, but I know Todd plays Phoenix, so... It could just be like a... I'm guessing it's a 4 Phoenix, but it could also be a 5.
Meepo!
Meepo! Oh, the RB
That-
famous Meepo.
I heard stories about RB Meepo. I've heard about
Yes,
it.
he's very good at this hero. And
5 seconds
there is a
remaining.
Shaker, but it's the Shaker offline. And Phoenix is not that bad against Meepo, I think, because he can kind of melt the Mega Meepo with the laser. But I'm not 100% sure how this matchup goes. He might just die in like one net. And Ursa, if he gets items, can fight the Meepo, but early on, it's going to be difficult for Ursa. So I think what I'm trying to say is I think INOGF plays a pretty quick game here. They don't want to go too late, I think. Maybe like a 30-40 minute timing. They want to get like first 2 Aegises and just run it down.
And look at John. She's going for Tectonic build-up, actually.
Okay, that's is that maybe specifically for Meepo matchup?
Potentially.
Yeah, it's a bigger AoE, so you hit more Meepos. It's a very big echo. Maybe that's the idea.
Yeah, and
I don't, yeah.
last time I saw an Earthshaker offlane, I've only seen Jung play it. No hate to Jung, but I really dislike his builds on Earthshaker. He opts to go for the BKB Aghanims on the Earthshaker, or for the most part, he's had tough lanes as an Earthshaker. But he doesn't really like opting into Shard Gaia to bounce back.
Yeah, I think the Axe build is a bit slow in this meta, and it doesn't do as much because you can now get stunned and controlled while you jump up with your enchant totem, which in the past you could you don't get rooted and stuff. So it's become much weaker, the build.
Anyways, let's get into this game. Let's introduce these two teams. On the Radiant side, we're gonna have Team Heiki, Todd on the Phoenix, Cynthia on the Shadow Shaman, John on the Earthshaker, Potoski, Ursa, and Yang on the Queen of Pain. On the side of Dire, INOG, FDP, Tiny, Ziming Z, Grimstroke, Zenith on the Ogre Magi, Jung on the Pangolier, RB on his famous Meepo. By the way, Chess, I did not get to ask you this one. Who do you
Yes, sir.
favor? Whose draft do you favor? And who's the X factor for both these two teams?
I mean, Meepo for sure is the X factor. It's like the ultimate last pick. And I think what RB does great with Meepo is he
30
puts a lot of early
seconds to
pressure by
battle.
rotating with portals early. And he'll leave like a lingering Meepo so you can keep ganking and apply a lot of pressure on the key hero. I think this Phoenix can do a lot, but I'm unsure how the Meepo Phoenix matchup goes. I feel like Todd's a good enough player that he'll play around the Meepo pretty well. And he should be able to like navigate fights pretty well. I think if you look at the lineup of INOGF, the only hero that can hit Egg is the Meepo. So And they have ways to control Meepo, right? Like Meepo is not a hero that buys BKB and hits egg. It's like they have the Shaman, they have the Shaker. So they have ways to navigate these fights, I think, on Heiki. And if the game, like, slows down enough, I think Heiki will just win automatically, so...
Oh, pause in the action here for both these two teams. So let's reiterate what they're trying to compete for the side of INOGF and Team Heiki. Winner of this one gets to go to the grand final straight up, while the other team has to fight through theoretically 2 more series if they want a shot at grand finals. Because loser of this game will be fighting will be fighting through the loser's bracket, essentially.
Yep, it's a long road in the loser's bracket, You slip up once, it's over, so you don't want to be there.
Alright, looking at let's go a little bit off topic from this game, Chess. You look at the lower bracket teams that are left here. Sugar Babies, your team, Sugar Babies, VNCP, Sage plus 4 Actors, Don't Ban Tinker. Obviously, I won't ask you who do you think is coming out on top of the losers, because you're obviously going to say yourself. As Sugar Babies, among these 3 teams, obviously you're fighting VNCP. Who do you fear the most among these 3 teams?
See, the thing is, VNCP is doing a bunch of role changes, so I don't know exactly what to expect, but I think we match up well against them. I can't be certain because we haven't played the full roster since the changes or whatever they're making. So I would say our games against Sage team is very close every time. Like even the league game was like a full throw series where we should probably weren't favored to win, but we came out on top. And then we scrimmed them a few times, which were also very close games. So I would say Sage's team is probably will be a very close match. And the VNCP team, I don't know how it'll go. Like I can't predict, to be honest, because they're just changing up everything. So I think they're a very good team. Their co-players are very good players. Like Shifon, Vilone, and G are all very good co-players.
The battle begins!
But maybe we'll have to support diff them, That's not sure.
Alright, so Heiki 1 game away from basically watching the other teams duke it out in the lower bracket. Relatively close, but we have to focus on game number 2. No thinking about grand finals, no thinking about potential winners run, losers run, doesn't matter. Because this is now turned. Or rather, no. This is still a pretty close series. Game 1 went to 57 minutes. Obviously, Team Heiki wins out on that one. Let's see how they can bounce back for game number 2. On the side of INOGF, RB going on the +1 Meepo. We have yet to see this one. Or rather, personally, I have yet to see this one after quite some time.
Yeah, I didn't answer your question, by the way. I think Heiki should win this.
Heiki, alright. X Factors, I actually forgot. Almost forgot.
No, X Factors I said, right? The Phoenix and the Meepo.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I think they have good tools on Heiki to draw out the game. And I think co-op is also pretty good against Meepo in like team fight, because you have the Scream, you can buy Ags as well. And when you buy Ags, the daggers apply to all the Meepos and just they release a huge Scream on everyone. And if Meepo doesn't die, his team will die, so it's I think they have all the tools to win this game, but he is a good Meepo, so he picked it for a reason, So.
No, we'll see. Comfort Hero, I mean, not necessarily season on the line, but trip to grand finals on the line. Might as well whip it out. When in doubt, whip it out.
Yeah, I mean, when I was studying this team, I did say RB, TB, and Meepo as 2 best heroes, so let's see.
Top side, bottom side, both these 2 teams are engaging on the supports. Netted up here on the Phoenix. Fisher block. We'll stall things out on Phoenix. Icarus dive away attempted. No. Zenith will be picking up first blood on the Phoenix.
How come Phoenix... Oh, okay. They're both at level 2 and they fought, okay. I don't know. Yeah, so... Ogre level 2, slightly stronger, he has 1 extra spell. Phoenix pays for it. 1 extra level, sorry, not extra spell. Some of the matchups, I want to see Ursa's kind of dominating Pangos. Actually, Pango has 5 denies, I don't know how that happened, but... That's pretty good for him. And they do have this Inkswell combo with Pango, where the Pango can just jump into Ursa and, just pop him. And Shaman is not the strongest laner, especially with the massive Serpent Ward facet. He does have higher base damage, but he's a very slow hero and he doesn't like trade super well. He can spam Q, but he's not the best laner.
Yep. Who do you think is the lane to watch here? I mean, considering the action already, might lean top, but
Yeah, I think Phoenix is level 3, that's
Oh.
a good timing.
level 3, RB.
Let's hope.
Icarus dive away, but Todd goes back into them. Todd's dead. A second time.
A bit of a... Should maybe cancel that dive? That was a bit crazy.
I think he expected there was a potential from the Earthshaker, but Josh low on the mana.
I think the Viper is a bit too tanky to deal with this early. And I think what I was trying to say was Phoenix level 3 is a big power spike, Fire Spirits. It's like one of the strongest spells in the game at level 3. At level 2, sorry. It's like, it literally just auto wins you the lane.
Bottom.
So the fact he died twice. Oh, bottom lane, top lane as well, everywhere action.
Oh, everywhere. Action.
Mid lane as
Across the
well.
map. Mid lane. A lot of harassment there, but top side is the lane to watch. One will now get popped here by John. Should be kept alive thanks to the Icarus dive and the blood grenade to slow down that push forward. Here comes the regen coming from that Phoenix. On the Earthshaker. Earthshaker stays alive. Zenith has to be careful, taking a good amount of harassment from that Phoenix.
Yang is doing quite well in this mid matchup. He's got 11 denies. I think as expected, it's a Queen of Pain with 2 points and dagger versus a melee matchup. He does go 2 points and dagger. A lot of co-ops these days.
Bottom. Attempt on the life of the Pangolier will be thwarted thanks to the Phantom's Embrace.
Yeah, it's very difficult to kill this Pango because he has 2 mobility skills and they also have the Grim helping him, so... You never know, he might extend, but... The other side is having a good time though. He is dominating this matchup as expected.
21-3 to the 14-5 of the Pangolier. 0-2 start though for the Savio no GF. All those deaths are on your Phoenix, so nothing too bad, honestly.
Yeah, Shaker's still like having an okay time. He's not anyway looking to, you know, completely dominate the lane on Shaker. You just want to get levels. I think one thing just watch out for is how many stacks the Shaker gets. I'd like to see Phoenix start stacking soon and controlling runes. Because I don't think he's he can bully the Ogre, but it's not, I think it's more value to stacking soon. Shaker without stacks is very sad.
For the pain, mid lane, up to max out for dagger.
Yeah, he wants to go
Gets
full
tiny.
bully build. He's had it with this DP, you know, picking Monkey King into him last match. He's giving the pain back to the tiny matchup.
Does have Sonic Wave available. I don't think the burst is enough. DP has to constantly keep tossing these creeps to get some farm.
He has that
Outside.
soul ring now.
Fisher on top, Ignite as well. There's gonna be a net right on top of this Earthshaker, but they have to be careful on the Earthshaker. AoE damage plus the Phoenix jumping in. RB forced to back off.
Arcane.
Mid lane, oh, Zeeming Z makes his rotation, deals away the Arcane Rune, and the Blink of the Co-op not available.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
EP coming over, does not have much mana to work with, nor HP. Yang forced to blink away from this Grimstroke, and
Radiant's middle
good
tower
rune
is
secure
under attack.
from Zeeming Z. If Pop gets that, Tiny might have been in a whole world of trouble.
He smokes the tiny, but he's very low on tiny. There's also Meepo here though. They're trying to gank Ursa early, I think.
Might be a surprise gank. 4-man gank already. On the side of INO GF, Meepo's gonna send one Meepo back to top side to potentially sell this one, but nope.
Dire's top
RB
tower is
goes
under
back straight
attack.
up, and Queen of Pain TPing top side. They want to try to get on top of Jaunch. Jaunch has to be careful. Here comes Sonic Wave from the backside.
Radiant's middle
Surprise Sonic
tower
Wave
is
from the
under attack.
shadows. Secures the kill onto RB, and Zenith gets whacked by the big enchant totem of Jaunch. 2 dead top side.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, that's a great kill. Like I said, this lane, they're very aggressive players, you know, they want to fight. Even though traditionally your Chica is not going to get too many kills, it's just the Phoenix is so strong in this lane, so... You cannot fight into this Phoenix early, it's very difficult. And Meepo also relies on attack speed, you know, he does have poof, but after that he just right clicks, so he can't really fight back.
3
And
heroes
this
bottom.
Ogre melts. Tiny wasted a lot of time with that rotation, bro.
Seriously, Dante.
I guess it's okay. He's kind of back to lane, but it does put him a bit behind the clock. Luto wastes his mana by clicking the gate there.
Harassment as well from the Ogre Magi, who already has
Radiant's middle
multicast.
tower is under attack.
I mean,
I think
it
he's-
is the learning curve, right? But level 5 already on the Ogre Magi as Shackle on top of Ziming Z should secure that kill. But the Inkswell should help get the get back on Potoski. Philippine will be rotating down over bottom. Looks like they should theoretically be able to get this Ogre Magi, but here comes the Tiny Avalanche toss. Looks like they will secure the kill onto the Shadow Shaman despite the foul play. He's still alive. The slow keeps him alive for a little bit longer. Todd gets a kill onto Zenith as Yang has to pop the Invis Rune to disengage. Push forward here from Jung. Not able to get the Queen of Pain. Sonic Wave up in just a second here. Oh, Queen of Pain! She gets blocked out. Can he kill the Phantom's Embrace? No, they cannot! Yang sticks around for too long, and here comes a Rolling Thunder from the Pangolier. Potoski, stay in the middle.
It's like a warning rolling thunder.
Yep.
He just wants to
Cynthia,
keep
back down
keep them
here.
away.
Hex. Here comes the Shackle as well. They do not have a silence this time. Jung, he does have his swashbuckle, goes away. Is he far enough? Yes, he is. And the toss back, that's a whole lot of damage on top of Todd, but they cannot get the tree throw on top of him. Potoski, he turns instead onto Tiny with a Shackle on top of him. Potoski gets his get back onto DP.
Oh yeah, that's the good
Alright,
stuff.
both Tiny and Pango misplaying a little bit in this fight. He does not throw the tree, which would have secured the Phoenix kill, and he did not.
Oh, RB
Anyways,
might have stuck around for too long. They're gonna drop the Serpent Wars, and there's gonna be the Phoenix that gonna drop down as well. They're gonna get RP. They're gonna get
Initiating
DBZ.
killing spree mode.
2 dead already. Zenith comes back to his team dying, and I don't think Captain Zenith will like those plays from his team. Very sloppy from INOGF.
Yeah, they keep going one by one, and the Meepo dying again is so costly because Meepo's a very momentum-heavy hero, you know? Like, when you see the net worth chart and you see an Ursa saying net worth is Meepo, you know it's not a great time, so... Kinda, that was very rough.
Shaker
Those last few deaths.
leading the net worth. Kyle already on him.
I think Pango baited the Tiny a little too much there, and then Tiny kind of just forgot to throw his tree, I guess. He didn't want to throw his new tree, I'm not sure. Probably would have got the kill on Phoenix. And yeah, big momentum swing for Heiki. It might just be a 1k lead, but this is a 1k lead against a team that wants to play tempo, you know?
Yep.
And if you look at Earthshaker, he's top of the net worth, and he did not have a good start, so he is very happy. And he actually fully greets it up and gets Kaya first over Blink, so...
Yeah, and considering like what you mentioned, you want to end this game fast if you're on INOGF, but Heiki has the lead, which is pretty surprising. And also, they want to stall things out. They're okay with stalling things out with the Ursa, with the Earthshaker, with the Queen of Pain. They have the tools to stall it out as well. And if you're INOGF, what can you really do against this lineup that has the lead, that has the ability to stall out? What are your game plans if you're on INOGF?
I think you need this tiny blink. You can still make moves with the Pango and the Grimstroke. You have like good Inkswell combos. But to have a more successful move, I think Meepo needs to like to start farming it up and recovering a little bit. And Tiny needs to start focusing on his blink. But they can still make some smoke plays around timings. I think they can still fight for sure. Grimstroke's a very strong hero still in the game. And they have like double stun with Ogre, and they have some combos with... I
Upside.
think Tross works as well.
Zenith, he's gonna get caught out. Essentially a solo kill thanks to Cynthia. Pop will be blinking in. There's gonna be the avalanche. They're gonna get the toss up as well. Actually the damage goes through. Toss will be able to kill off Queen of Pain, but Queen of Pain will be turning around with the Sonic Wave. 1 for 1 essentially on the mid lane. It's 2 for 1 if you count that Ogre Magi. Egg will get popped here. They get the shackle shot on top of the Pango as well.
Now. He's dominating.
Jung falls down to Todd, dominating now the Phoenix, and INOGF's lineup starting to falter.
Yeah, the Soga just keeps getting caught on the side and then his team has to react. And the items are on Heiki's side, you know, they have their some timings, and fighting into this egg plus shaman is just very difficult right now. You don't have anyone to hit egg like I mentioned. So.
Zenith is back here!
Oh no.
What is...
Maybe
I mean,
they'll tilt it,
alright.
or by time, I'm
Cynthia
not sure.
tips up Zenith.
Not
Is
so
that
bad
again?
for you because he just mega killed. It's a mega kill now.
He tips him as well to add some insult to injury.
Dire's top tower is under
And Zenith's a
attack.
very greedy Ogre player. He always goes like Midas and stuff, so
Radiant's middle
this is really
tower
gonna
is
set him
under
back.
attack.
I mean, I respect the
Might not even
Midas.
offer Midas.
Dire's
I mean, I respect
top
it,
tower
but
is under attack.
it's a while where your hero does nothing, you know, so... Like, you could have a 4-star or a Glimmer Cape in that time, which... You never know.
Dire's top
Or
tower is under
you can
attack.
have both of those items
Dire's
with
structures are
Midas.
fortified.
I mean, at this point, you may as well just go for the Midas, I think. If you want any hope of any items. They haven't been able to pull together like a Grimstroke Pango play
Dire's middle
since like the
tower is under
Lynches.
attack.
Been relatively
He does-
rough for the bottom
Yeah.
side, yeah.
He is opting for
Radiant's
Diffusal on
bottom
Pango.
tower is under attack.
Yeah, so they now
Dire's
know
middle
the
tower is
desperation
under attack.
on their team. So the Pangolier opts to go for a more carry style, a more
Radiant's bottom tower
early
is under
timing with the
attack.
Diffusal Blade Pangolier, which
Radiant structures are
essentially around the
fortified.
time you get the Diffusal on the Pangolier, the Meepo is ready to join you. They should be able to get the Meepo to join in on this one, but so far, Heiki are just taking advantage of everything. DC there from DP as top tower already dead, mid tower up next thanks to the Shadow Shaman dropping his ward down. Fortification used, but it's gonna stall out the inevitable.
Yeah, I think Meepo's opting for like a more farmy build where he wants to rush Ags, blink Ags. I'm guessing this is because it's a Earthshaker matchup, right? Like if he doesn't have Ags, he might just get blown up instantly. So he wants to respect the Earthshaker. Because usually I see Meepos go like one small item, like they'll either go Dragonlance for stats or they'll go like a Diffusal Blade or something. But I think he just realizes he's a little behind, and Earthshaker's having a phenomenal game, so this guy might just like take over the game at some point.
Yep. Well
Snake
said.
drop mid as well, so there should be a free tower.
Yeah, Quidapane right now going for the Blade Mail build.
Yeah, very standard with the bondage facet.
Ursa
He's become
farming
very
up for a
tanky.
Battle Fury as well, so this is actually, I think this is going to be a slower Battle Fury compared to last game. By a little bit.
Yeah, he's still having a very good game though. I think he has left his lane a little earlier than last game, I think. I think last game he had much more pressure on the lane. But this time IIGF opts to bring multiple heroes and kind of kick him out of lane, which is the correct play. But these fights have not gone IIGF's way, so it's a little worrying, you know.
I
But
believe the
Tiny's not really
Earthshaker
close
has
to
Blink
Blink
now.
either.
Yep. Earthshaker
Does
has a
Tiny
Blink.
have Blink? Or...
Tiny, I think that's only Boots. Tiny's back in. No, he's close to Blink actually. It's about 300 gold
Okay.
away.
Good enough.
Well, they need to wait for that. Yeah. They should probably give up mid here. I don't think they're ready to fight, and just. Yeah, I think this egg and Shaman have been really annoying actually in team fights. There's so much tech team fight coming out of Heiki. It's very difficult for these heroes, like these unwieldy heroes. I would say like Ogre and Grimstroke to walk into a
Radiant's
fight,
bottom tower is under
or like
attack.
Tiny as well before Blink.
Dire's middle tower
They can't just
is
walk in,
under attack.
They'll just melt. So.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
Well, team's gonna be trading tier 1 towers. Mid lane falls down, bottom lane falls down. Earthshaker now picks up his Blink Dagger as I mentioned. Smoke movement potentially on the side of Heiki.
Dire's middle tower
They're
is
only gonna
under
be
attack.
bringing the 3 heroes, that being Yang, Todd, and Cynthia. Gonna see if they're gonna find any stragglers on the bottom side here. Scan actually
Scan
scouts him out.
Radiant's
Yeah,
bottom tower is
yeah,
under
big scan,
attack.
big scan. That was probably a Zenith scan, I'm guessing.
No
Both got
matter
them
whose
out, so-
scan no matter whose scan it is, probably gonna stall out this game. Or rather, stall
Yeah.
out their smoke.
And Blink does come up for Tiny now. But if you look at Ion or GF side, they have no wards up, so they don't actually see anything. So I'm not sure how I think maybe they want to smoke and put some wards down because they don't. I don't know how they're gonna make a move without any visions. It's gonna be a little
People
difficult.
has an Ags, by the way.
Is Ags enough to just fight? I'm honestly not sure. I don't know
Even
how
Z
many
gets spotted by a ward here. Oh no, sorry, that's their ward.
Yeah, that's the one ward they have alive right now.
Smoke here from the 2 supports. It's probably just a smoke to try to get some vision around here. Or actually, no, they're trying to go behind the Meeple, baiting it the Meeple right now. No defusal yet for the Pangolier. You do have Mega Meeple up and running. Oh, jungle. They're gonna spot out the Pangolier. Rolling Thunder will be used. Jaunch. He's gonna get hit up by the Inkswell. Looks like he has no chance of survival. Can't even get off the Echo Slam. There's gonna be... Oh, actually, he will get off the Echo Slam. Mega Meeple now activated. Cynthia will be falling down as well as Jaunch. Egg will be popped here. But it looks like there's no follow-up to the egg. And Todd does not cancel the dive again. He's gonna die here. Actually, he's gonna try to get the Meeple. Meeple barely survives. Todd. He's gonna fall down to the tree toss there. As Yang left all alone, but he should be fine.
Worthy tribute.
Yeah, great catch finding the Chico early in that fight. But Chico does not get any spells off. He gets Echo off, but it's like already too late. He's lost all his HP. And great catch by Pango actually, and great good play by NRGF. And that was also the power of the Ags Meeple. It's kind of hard to fight into as well. They don't actually have raw damage for the Meeple so early. Like the Ursa needs items, and the Phoenix as well needs a lot of items. So, not items, sorry, the levels. So, that's just way too fun.
Very close to the Diffusal Blade now for the Pangolier, as the Earthshaker now has a shard. These waves are going to get one-shotted.
Yeah, Phoenix also picks up a Vessel, which is a big item for Mega Meeple, because it's a very high HP hero, so you can just melt them. In conjunction with Sunray, he can probably...
Meeple misses the net though on Phoenix. Yikes. Had the vision on him as well.
I think he was poofing in mid, and maybe it was a bit slow. We didn't realize in time.
No, he threw the net past the Phoenix.
Radiant's
Oh,
bottom
okay,
tower
just
is under attack.
Maybe a little rusty on the Meeple, been playing too much TB on RB.
It's either too much TB or too much other heroes.
Yeah, he cannot seem to strike a balance, unfortunately.
Illusion!
I mean, look at Quap and Tiny. The Quap did like kind of bully the Tiny in lane, but because you go for this max dagger build, you don't farm as quick, so the network's not that different. And Tiny's got involved in a few kills as well. They both have kind of got involved in fights. So I think Tiny's okay with how he ended up. You know, it's not too bad. Because there's some games on Tiny where you just like fall behind and you just kind of never recover because this hero needs to use like all his mana to farm and then kind of gets all close.
Top that
And
root right
Meepo
now,
is reaching
Ursa.
tournaments.
Link dagger on him.
Yeah, Petrovsky. I'm surprised they didn't respect ban this Ursa. Into Roche Pit.
Push pit. Doesn't look like INOGF have any idea this is happening. Alright, so despite having Ursa last game, first Roshan was 34 minutes. Now, significantly better. 19 minutes. Roshan has been taken down by the side of Heiki.
Yep, significant improvement. That shows that they're not scared of INOGF this time around. Or maybe they just completely forgot about Roche last game. You never know. First game of the day, you know, so... But I think they're just not that scared of the team fight right now.
It might also be the lineup that INOGF has. I mean,
Yeah, I
technically
think-
speaking, less contest on Roshan. You have to really rely on the Rolling Thunder plus the blinking of Tiny for them to contest, right?
Yeah, I think that's the main reason. They're just not ready to fight on INOGF. They don't have items. Yo,
Yeah.
Ogre just has a Midas, your Meepo just has Ags, so... He does have Blink now, but... Not quite fight ready. I'd like to see the Pango farm a bit more. Like, these kind of games, it's very easy to get caught up in fighting, but this Pango hero scales very well, you know? If you get items, you can actually do a lot, so...
Going for the Aghanims next. Oh my goodness.
He's
Jung,
also
like,
shot.
that's like half HP already from that Fisher combo.
Okay, 4 heroes grouped up, they want to smoke. Yeah, okay, smoke one. Double damage on Tiny.
Yeah, but no one's bottom side. Everyone's top. So AD Rune plus Smoke might be a little bit of a whiff unless somebody TP's down here to their doom.
Yeah, and Heiki has great wards in on the top side of the map.
tower is
I don't
under
think they want to
attack.
approach this side.
No mana on the Earthshaker, so would have been a potential target for them.
I think they know the smoke. This is yeah, they scan out as well, so they're aware.
Yep, top side. Serpent Ward placed down. Should be a
that's a hit.
very easy tower.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Yeah.
Heiki are playing so damn well in this game.
Dire's structures
Yeah,
are
they're maneuvering the map
fortified.
really well, and
Radiant's
like I said, the
bottom
name of the
tower
game is
under
to stall,
attack.
right? And they're doing exactly that. They're
Dire's top
just
tower is under attack.
controlling the map,
Radiant's
splitting
middle
the side
tower has
lanes,
fallen.
avoiding, you know, the
Radiant's
timing
bottom tower is
of this
under
meepo and
attack.
this tiny.
I mean, they're stalling and then some. They're up 5k right now against a Meepo, but the Meepo does have a Blink Dagger, and this could be a fight here. Doski trying to
There's
walk in
Aegis.
on this one. DP will be able to blink away from that one. No real engagement in co-op. I'll actually blink forward into this one, but looks like everybody else on INOGF are not interested in combating Heiki.
Yeah, Heiki's hungry for a fight there, but both Queen and the others just jump in, but INOGF will not bite. They've respected and accepted that their move failed, and good to back out there. I think some teams can, you know, start a very bad fight there, and the game can kind of just end. So. It's gonna be very difficult to take control of this top side back. Maybe they should make moves now because everyone's shown bot side. So I'd like to see Zenith move around and de-ward a bit.
I mean, the problem right now for INOGF, they have just been juked out by the team Heiki.
Dire's bottom tower is
Pretty much
under
every
attack.
turn. Smoke Gang has been a dud. They did get down some vision, but it did get dewarded shortly after. This game is slowly slipping away from them despite them having the mid-game lineup.
Yeah, and the Heiki lineup is just going to keep scaling, you know, they have very good heroes for scaling. Even their position 5 Shaman is great in the late
Dire's
game,
bottom
so...
tower is under attack.
At
Another
some point,
Serpent Ward
they'll
plays
just get
down.
the pressure.
Oh, they're gonna jump on top of the Queen of Pain. Queen of Pain. Do they have the lockdown? Blink away. Oh, Zenith cannot get the Fire Blast, but look at the Rolling Thunder of Jung. Still spots out Queen of Pain. There's gonna be a Sonic Wave going off of him. The big forward here from RB will secure the Queen of Pain at the very least. And the egg will get focused down. Double kill now for RB as a Shadow Shaman. He was out here shackling. Oh, and the timing of the avalanche. Absolutely disastrous from Heiki. And Potowski left all by his lonesome. What just happened?
Okay, that's the one thing they shouldn't have done. Queen kind of baits his entire team into a terrible
It's a
fight.
killing spree!
The egg also goes down to just the Meepos.
Fancy geomancy.
Yeah, that was as bad as it could have got. The echo came out
Five.
late as well.
4k gold swing, 5k gold swing technically.
I guess
just
it's like
like
6
that.
pets, right? Because he had Aegis as well, so...
Yeah.
that was,
Just like that, INOGF just swing for the fences, take the game right back into their hands.
Alright, that was a bit of Savior Friend Syndrome as well as Queen kind of beating
Mid lane,
his
under attack.
Todd, back to back
Anyone
deaths.
hear me?
Own
It's a
it.
killing spree over here!
Yeah. Repo's feeling himself now. He can walk around the map finally. And
Radiant's bottom
you
tower
get caught
is
by the
under
Repo, he will
attack.
kill you, you know? He's gonna see you, you're dead, so... They don't have items right now to combat the Repo, they know the spells and... Other items like Lotus, Yule's Force, you know, these kind of items to save yourself. It's too early for that.
Shaker has to watch himself. Smoked up. Shaker will not push forward for this one.
And I know GF realizes, you know, the strength of their lineup now, and
Selfish.
they can just keep running at them. Yeah.
Oh,
Oh
Shadow
man,
Shaman.
this guy's dominating!
Own it.
He's gonna be falling down there, and they're gonna get the D-ward off as well. Dominating now for DP.
Yeah, Cynthia caught trying to do what? Unfortunate. Yeah, the game's taken a huge turn after that fight. That was a very costly fight. I think Heiki could have accepted 1 or 2 deaths there and got out. But they tried to 5v5
Radiant's
around
bottom tower is under attack.
around the egg, but the egg just died and then the fight just kind of collapsed.
Radiant's
a stall, though.
structures are fortified.
On the side of Heiki, really good at doing that. On the side of Heiki, stalling things out. Unfortunately, tier 2 most likely will be going down here.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
This is what you gotta love about Lions League. It's not as fun when you play it, but you know, every game is kind of thrown. There's always throws. See Dota, you gotta expect it.
Lions League, more like Throw League. Haha, funny.
Sure,
Moving
there's a
on.
better joke there, but I will not
I
find
didn't
it.
have anything in my pocket. I didn't go to comedy school. I don't know what to tell you, bro. Mid lane, looks like they're trying to eye out this Ogre Magi. Ward plays down, but oh no. A pre-placed Senshi Ward.
The queen's not in the smoke, but
They
they're
know
potentially
they're
trying to
smoked
bait.
because the Ward just scouted it out.
yeah.
Now, this turns into more of a vision, in more of a Ward smoke. Gonna try to get some vision down on the map, try to get some map control. Against Ayano GF, 3k gold lead, 26 minutes in, 13 to 16. Ayano GF now takes back momentum from the game after being down 5k. 8k gold swing from the side of Ayano GF.
And Zenith really respecting the damage here. He's gone Glimmer Cape and he's going into the pipe after that. He's really going full magic aura.
Ursa! Dead!
Know
Pop
your
like a
place.
pimple!
He does not get a
Platowski,
rage off.
no chance of survival for
Middle
him.
tower is under attack.
This ain't, oh, my camera messed up there for a second.
Dire's middle tower is under
I mean-
attack.
Heiki a bit rattled after that last fight. They're a bit sloppy right now.
I mean, at the very least, you still have the Earthshaker to really stall things out. You have the Queen of Pain, who already has an Aghanim Scepter, by the way, which is quite surprising, despite what's been happening.
Yeah, the Axe swap is very good against the Meepo. But the issue is that he is playing Axe on Meepo, right? He's playing the Mega Meepo. He doesn't do as much the Mega Meepo, so the only answer to Mega Meepo is honestly Phoenix and Ursa, these two. But they're kind of getting.
Oh, they get the jump. Can they get the kill? Echo Slam, though. Is it a bait? They finally get RB!
What a beautiful chain stun. Wow, that's a great pickup.
Huge pickup there on the side of Heiki.
Like he has shot and Axe on Meepo, so that's a very good kill.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
The lifesteal as
RB
well
getting
helps the
caught.
co-op stay alive.
Yeah, RB getting caught a bit with his pants down there. Steam not ready to back him up.
Oh, they want to try jumping in onto this one. There's going to be a stun coming out there on top of the
Dire's
Ursa.
top tower is under attack.
Blue Scepter though on Zenith. Should secure this kill onto him. Podolski gets that kill.
Tower is under attack.
2 for 0 across the map, and just like that, Heiki starting to call their way back into this one.
Yeah, it's a great move by Heiki. They get momentum back. And now they might look for more. 2 dead. Ursa pushing.
Uh-oh.
Even buys a dust on Ursa because he realizes the Glimmer Capes are very annoying. Well, Glimmer Cape singular. What is a Grimstroke buying? Will they buy opt for like a blink or like a save item? The Axe is very low value this game, so I
Dire's
don't want
middle
to see
tower
Axe.
is under attack.
Let's see what he opts for.
Oh, pause.
Oh. Alright.
A tectonic build up, starting to, no pun intended, build up. Level 3 on the Echo
Yeah.
Slam, and now it's already maxed out essentially. What is that AoE now? 420.
120, right?
420.
Yeah, 420 total. Yeah. 120 plus 300. Yeah, it's a big AoE, and he's gone for like a full greed build on Shaker. He has BOTs, he has Kaya. He has Kaya Yasha, and he has a blink, and
And
he's ready,
technically speaking, you need this build on this Earthshaker because you saw in the early game, they were up ahead big, or 5k. They were up a decent amount. Then they lose that lead. Now they're kind of clawing their way back into this one, and theoretically, this is what you want from Heiki. You want to stall. You want the Meepo to eventually fall off, because looking at the lineup of Ayano GF, who scales apart from the Meepo?
Yep, the Tiny will fall off, and the Pango, he's not scaling incredibly fast yet, so I think Pango can do more in this game if he gets more items, but the dynamic of the team probably means that he won't get as much farm as the 1 and 2. So yeah, if they control the Meepo, it's not that much left.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
I guess one interesting thing that could come out of Iron GF is that when they get this hex timing on Meepo with Grimstroke, that's like a double hex, right?
Yep.
They can like lock down 2 heroes, and maybe that's like enough to win a fight. But he is OP for Skadi, so he's trying to tank up before getting hex. So it might be a while before that.
And now back to Farmville, back to Snooze Fest.
I mean, Ursa's almost got BKB. Once he gets BKB, I don't think he's dying so easily in these fights. He can still get chain stun by Inkswell, but it's quite difficult to kill him. And Phoenix also picks up the Yules, which makes it very difficult to control him.
Going for the shard
Yeah,
for him.
Heiki just getting a lot of items right now.
Dire's
Yeah, the
bottom
shards are very
tower
big
is
for
under
Phoenix as
attack.
well.
I think they're gonna go for Tormentor on the side of INOGF. 30 minutes in, no Tormentor. As for INOGF, 20
Radiant's
minutes,
top tower is under
they
attack.
went and got an early
Dire's
Tormentor.
bottom tower is
Very
under
different story
attack.
this time around, where they opt to not go for Tormentor early.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Yeah, I think they just haven't been like confident enough to go
Oh,
around the map.
Quap, Blunk into RB. Uh-oh. They're gonna try to get the jump, but they echo the bait again!
Oh,
Invisible.
Dire's
RB!
middle tower is under attack.
Blown up once again on the
Radiant's
Meepo.
top tower is under attack.
yeah, this Earthshaker kind of just one-shots him at this point. He needs to respect him, and he's not
Tower is
respecting him.
under
So.
attack.
I'm not sure, it's very hard Meepo game.
Dire's bottom tower is
I
under
think he was
attack.
meant to be much
Dire's
more
bottom
ahead than he is
tower
right
has
now.
fallen. Radiant's top
Tier
tower
2
is
falls
under
down.
attack.
Only 2 left for INOGF is the mid tower, and they're gonna back away on the side of Heiki. Roshan be go. Second Roshan of the game. 31 minutes in.
Yeah, and Heiki has some ward set up, the Phoenix giving vision as well. Should be a free rush. I don't think they want to contest it on Meepo. And this is getting very costly, I know, because when you're Meepo, you want the Aegis, right? You want to steal lives. So,
Yeah, you don't want to get slammed over and over again.
Has fallen to
yeah,
the
it's very
Radiant.
difficult.
Second
And
time.
this Earthshaker's 20, by the way, so he gets the Echo Slam cooldown, he's just gotta throw that off cooldown, man. Like, anyone shows in the lane, they're dead, so. Very scary, very scary.
Yeah, last time I played mid Shaker, I got Octarine Core plus the 50%. Echo Slam was about 40 seconds.
Yeah, you see it on the map, it just Echo Slamming, you know, it's like
I keep Echo Slam,
It's like
solo Echo Slam. Do it for farm.
yeah, just like a Midas.
Oh, Jonch! He's gonna get caught out here. No Blink Dagger available for him. Tossed up, back down. No Echo Slam as well. So this is a very, very dead Judge. Actually, the Lotus keeping him alive. Stalling? No. RB cancels that one out. But here comes the fight. Soulbind right on top of the Phoenix and the Ursa. He can't get off the egg just yet.
Fit for a
They're satisfied with getting those kills. Or rather, getting the kill onto the Earthshaker. Pushing forward there. Oh, there's gonna be a scream on top of the Mega Meepo. Potoski has to fight this one off. Shadow Shaman will be falling down. Buyback from the Earthshaker. Trying to keep this fight going. Phoenix Egg will be popped here, but it's gonna be onto the side. But it's not gonna be much worth. And there's gonna be an Echo Slam onto the Meepo once again. The buyback from John proving to be worth it. As the Ursa left to fight 3v1, but the Phoenix still around trying to heal him up. But no, he won't fall down. The Phantom's embrace. DP, he's gonna fight it up with John here. This could be a dieback if he's not careful. ZVZ will pick up a double kill. Thanks to the Inkswell popping. John left all alone. Does he have it in him? Will get the kill on the junk, but he will die back into this one. Only survivor from the side of Team Heiki is Yang. Goodness gracious.
So it's kind of a repeat of the fight in bot lane where Earthshaker gets caught early. I think they really need to start fights without Earthshaker getting caught like that. Even though he has buyback, the Ursa is feeling himself a bit too much. You know, once he uses BKB, he can just kind of die. He will get kited and just die very quickly. And I know he wants to buy, like he'll get caught, then he'll buy back, and the Ursa will buy time for the Echo. But I think they already like used everything on Heiki, and it's a very difficult fight after that point.
You do get the
Earthshaker
Meepo.
really can't get caught. They get Meepo, but they lose Aegis again, and they also die in the Earthshaker, the diebacks, so a pretty big deal, I think.
Maybe it's a little bit of a curse for Heiki to pick up the Aegis.
Yeah,
Yes,
I think
we
they
know.
start feeling themselves a little bit too much. Maybe, I think Earthshaker maybe needs to play a bit more safe, because they're kind of like, good props to Iron or GF for identifying that they can catch Shaker, even though it's next to his tier 1. They just go for it and they just kill him before he uses any spells, so. Not sure who's calling, but it's a great call. Good fight. Probably Zenith. I know who's calling.
Captain, oh captain.
I think DP is not to be underestimated though in these fights. He is absolutely massive.
Daedalus on the Tiny. Shard as well, so basically he's playing +1 Tiny.
Yeah, like they're respecting the Meepo a lot, you know, they're throwing everything on Meepo. But there is this Tiny, you know, he's big bad Tiny. He can carry this game as well. And he clearly showed that in the last fight. I did not see the damage numbers, but I'm sure he's pumping a lot of damage. So.
Smoke movement here on the side of INOGF. Who are they going to be catching out here? Phoenix and the Shadow Shaman in the vicinity. Tiny Illusion will be spotting out the Shadow Shaman. Very wary about this one here. 4K gold lead, 35 minutes in, 18-22, INOGF. Back and forth in this game. Oh, Todd. Todd. Essentially tanks the smoke gank. And with their positioning, Todd really pulls them away from some objectives. Not too bad of a death.
It's not the worst death. He is pushed up and he does shut the way before dying. Gets fire spirits off. I just hope Heiki doesn't feed more for no reason. Okay, they do avoid. They might lose the tier 2 here, but I don't think they should lose more than that.
Radiant's middle tower is under
But his
attack.
Meepo is closing up on... Oh, okay, Skadi already.
Radiant
Hex.
structures are fortified.
I don't know how much Skadi will change. It's a lot of stats though. So.
Oh, Meepo has to be careful. Mega
Oh, the
Meepo
dig.
though, they save him.
Meepo.
Sonic Wave is a complete whip. The jump in, they get Teaming Z first, and they're gonna get a shackle on top of the Tiny as well. There's gonna be a fire blast for the Soul Bind, but it's not enough to save the Tiny. Jung comes in, but it's a little bit too late. Two dead already, and Jung is stuck between a rock and a hard place, literally and figuratively. You'll scepter up, back down to his death. Echo Slam to secure this one. Again, the Game of Throws, Chess. Game of Throws.
Yeah, they get a pick and then they feel themselves a bit too much.
Radiant's
So then they
middle
remember
tower is
that the
under
enemy
attack.
does have everyone up.
They don't
They
even
have
get
all
a
the
pick in that
spells.
mid fight, Chess.
Yeah, and Tiny doesn't get BKB off, which I think if he got BKB off, maybe they can like turn at least and kill 1 or 2 heroes. That was a very unfortunate fight. And despite the good start, right, he dodged the full Sonic Wave on Meepo. But then the Tiny just gets fully chain stunned by the Shaman. He's just dead, so...
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
They
Looking at
do
the
have a
graph,
flag here.
let's look at the graph
Dire's
here.
middle tower
So
has
5k, or rather 6k at most, from the side of Heiki. And it goes back towards INOGF, who has a 4k lead. Went towards Heiki again. And then back towards INOGF. And now, it's going back to Heiki. A roller coaster of an affair this game has been.
Yeah. I think that graph is basically the entire summary of both these two teams. When they play each other, it's just like absolute chaos. Like, we don't know what's gonna happen till the end, you know?
Okay,
Till the throne falls, it could be anyone's game.
let's do a little game. I used to do this with my old co-caster Finnick. All right, so you guess the highest win probability.
I would say 55% on Radiant, something like that.
Oh, you were really close with the 60. It's actually 62.
62, okay.
In
Yeah, it's
favor
probably
of
favoring
Heiki.
them. Because there's a Meepo, so yeah.
Their peak win percentage was 73. As for INOGF, their peak was around 52. At some
Yeah,
point,
so
it was
given-
50-50.
So Gaben clearly favors Radiant's lineup, which makes sense. They have much better late game, I think. Also, Grim picks up a Hex, by the way. This is a big item pickup.
Oh,
He goes straight Hex, Ethelen's Hex, so... Kind of cool, might pay off. The Earthshaker doesn't have buyback, so if they catch this Earthshaker again, they can really... They quite crush a team fight right now.
yeah, and if they don't catch the Earthshaker, the effects,
I mean,
or
they have
rather
tools.
consequences, are bad.
But they do have tools, like I mean, if he gets Mega Meepo off, I think it's okay, it's playable fight.
Then
Yeah.
if DP's
I
out
think-
bottom.
This role is being really annoying for Heiki's side because they don't actually have any answer to the role.
Tormentor
Just like
taken,
rolls
by
in
the way.
and you can find... Yeah, that goes on Queen as well. Queen shard's very good. Silence.
I mean, the Phoenix
Very
and
annoying
Shadow
for me,
Shaman
folks.
already has their shard. Everyone has their shard now on the side of Heiki. Now they're gonna go on the hunt. Uh-oh. Oh, barely going out of that one. The poof away from RB. Saves him. Consequences will be dire if they don't kill the Earthshaker first in this one. Chess.
Yeah, he has a refresher, and he's nearing to 25. That's a big one. It's gonna be a lot of echoes. Might even get 3 echoes in one fight. He doesn't have Octarine yet, but will have the talent.
BKB, Aghanim's now on the Ursa with a Basher. Looking around, Shadow Shaman. Does have the Shard.
You think he does the same build on Ursa again with the Octarine? Because it worked out so well game 1.
I mean, we'll see. Oh my goodness gracious, I'm lagging like hell. What the hell? What's wrong with the server? Hello? Free-to-play game, by the way.
Yeah, it might just be Philippine server, I believe. Seems okay on my end.
Good god.
Unfortunate.
I love lagging.
They also have the X factor of Shaman is buying refresher, you know, and ending the game, so they still have that as well. Ursa's
Pressure is a
notorious
little bit of
building
a
pusher.
pipe dream right now.
It is. He's playing more of a utility team fight Shaman, which is fine.
Snared.
They also don't. I don't think they can also get to the base and not just all die. So
Basher on the Pango.
they don't need to respect INGF.
Basher on the Pango. Ogre Magic closing in on his sacrifice. He actually has it now. Meepo now has a Scotty. Pretty much sums up the items. Harpoon now on the Tiny.
INGF don't have the best vision out right now on the enemy side. They have this one deep ward in the river, which, as I say, it gets dewarded or expires or something. So yeah, they have no vision of the enemy side.
Roshan. Roshan lets out a roar, but the side of INOGF are in no place to contest this Roshan. Probably gonna let this one go, but they're gonna smoke towards it. They want to try catching out some stragglers. They're not gonna expect them to fight into this. No way, right? No way they allow this. Queen of Pain now has a shard, refresher shard on her.
I think it didn't expect Aegis to die so quickly, so they just want to reset.
Ursa goes
Don't want to
topside.
force a bad fight again, you know, where maybe one TP's out like Ursa, yeah, and they can catch the Queen in mid. Queen has refresher though, that's very scary as well.
Just
2
BKB as well.
BKBs, 2 screams, yeah.
Goodness gracious. Philippine
What
server.
is Tiny? Okay, Tiny bought Deadless Harpoon, okay. And he's opting for the AC, so he's going like pure carry build, okay, I like it.
Goodness gracious,
Maybe-
Philippine server. Starting to really show its iron grip on me. 30% loss, by the way.
You wanna stream on Discord? I can stream on Discord or something for you, you wanna try that?
It's all good.
Okay.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
I'm just gonna go cry by myself here on my shitty internet. Oops, I said a curse word. My internet does things to me, man.
Yeah. Lag brings out the worst in us, it's all good.
True.
Okay, well, the Hex that was very far away from Meepo is almost there, so...
42 minutes in, 21-23. 5k Goldie for Heiki in this back and forth game. Roller coaster of an affair.
Todd does have a full Aeon disc. He can unlock it in fights. I'm going to call him out really hard if he forgets to unlock it. But yeah.
Top
And
lane
he also
pushing
has
in.
the cheese. So
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Jesus is in his backpack though.
yeah, but he has the Aeon disc, so he wants to buy time with Aeon disc and then
Ah, yeah.
swap in the cheese. I don't know, a lot of min-maxing going on. Might pay off, might absolutely forget to use it. We'll see. But he's a high rank player, so you know, hopefully he's calm under pressure.
Both these two teams, Mexican standoff, not really making any drastic moves on either side.
Yeah, and it's gonna be difficult to catch out Jonch now because he does pick up the Shadow Blade. I think he kind of identified that he's getting caught a bit too early in some of these fights. He wants to position
Dire's
better.
top tower
Level 3
is
on the
under
Mass Serpent
attack.
Ward as well. They drop the
big
banner. Yule Scepter early on the Phoenix. Link forward there on Jung. Can he try to burst down the Ursa with the Aegis? A Fissure block. as the Ursa is able to go on top of the high ground, but the Phoenix, or rather the Serpent Ward, going to town on the tower. Down to half HP. They're gonna try to jump in on top of Jung. Jung with Hex now on top of the Ursa. Ursa still surviving. Ooh, the bash from the jump away. Scares the Phoenix a little bit. In the backside though. Oh, the Meepo died! Meepo just gets bursted. What happened? Buyback from the Meepo. Here comes the Queen of Pain now with the Sonic Wave. Is able to push them back. How did the Meepo get popped?
The Shaker just pop refresher and blew him up.
I mean, they get the Shadow Shaman in response, but
Yeah, still have Aegis to save the Aegis as well. That's and they get the tier 3 and the range
supports
tracks.
died actually.
They got the range tracks, they got the get the Aegis, and they got the Meepo. It's pretty big fight. Meepo does buyback as well, but the Earthshaker buys back as well.
Earthshaker does not buy back. Wait, what?
Oh, is that an earlier?
No,
buyback?
that was like way earlier, Earthshaker.
Sorry. Yeah, okay, I didn't think he bought that. I was kind of confused. My bad.
Yeah, it was
So-
only the Meepo buyback, and now with that in
Yeah.
mind, Meepo out. INOGF, they're gonna have to try to apply pressure despite them having Aegis. Josh, Echo! There's gonna be the jump on the Mega
Oh.
Meepo this time! Woo. Oh baby! Yo Scepter up, Jung too deep, what's Jung doing?
It's a killing spree.
Jumps in his dead soul binder. Here comes the egg to split up this fight. DP, ZBigZ will be falling down, but DP's isolated. DP's dead.
Oh my god!
Why is DP not using
Roll the
BKB?
T. He's now dominating.
Yeah,
He's
very long
dominating.
He
time.
had no BKB. It was on cooldown, and Zenith gets caught out by John's Outworld Staff to stall things out, but he's just gone.
My UI showed BKB for some reason. Oh, they just jumped the gun then. He just had no BKB. That's
Oh
no.
my gosh. Foss 5 diff, courtesy of Cynthia. Oh my goodness. Spicy,
Man,
spicy.
RB always makes like a great play where he gets like away with the X and then his team commits anyway and just dies. And now RB's dead as well.
Whoa,
like
killing
it.
spree.
Oh no,
Carnage.
bottom! Echo on top of RB, dieback! Oh no, Captain Zenith is not pleased.
That might be it. The Echo with the co-op Ags as well. You know, fighting the scream. It's just so much damage. And I think Mega Meepo is probably on cooldown as well, right? From last
Dire's
fight.
middle barracks have fallen.
It's unfortunate.
Dire's middle barracks
GG.
have fallen.
They call it.
Dire's bottom tower
Yeah.
is
And
And
under
throw in the
attack.
towel.
Out of gas.
Plus 5 differential from Cynthia. With
Plus
love.
5.
Radiant victory.
Alright, Pluto is just the best carry.
Dire's
You
middle
know, what can you
tower
do?
is under
RB
attack.
had no chance. But real talk, his team stepped up a lot. I think MVP John for sure. He was the counter to the Meepo and he kind of delivered in this game. The Phoenix helped a lot of the team fights as well. And he gave the Earthshaker a good lane with the Fire Spirits. Because the Meepo Ogre lane can be quite scary actually. But they control them. They control them well.
That in mind, that's gonna wrap things up for tonight. So Heiki, you're going to the grand finals, but INOGF, it's not over for them just yet. They still have a loser's bracket run, and if I'm not mistaken, Chest here, he's gonna be fighting VNCP for elimination, and also on the other side, we have Don't Ban Tinker taking on, if I'm not mistaken, who are they fighting?
Sage 4 actors.
Sage for Actors, yes, thank you. So the winner of those two series will be fighting each other, and the winner of that series will be fighting INOGF. It sounds convoluted. It's very bad to say it. You have to see the bracket because I am doing a really poor job at explaining this. But nonetheless, Heiki, they're guaranteed in the grand finals, guaranteed top 2 finish. INOGF, they're gonna have to try their luck in the losers bracket, but that's gonna wrap things up for tonight. Stay tuned because this Thursday, if I'm not mistaken, this Thursday there will be a game. Can you confirm this with me, Chess? Who's gonna be on Thursday?
Confirm this with you.
No, like I know you read the chat. You not read the chat because I kind of read the chat. No, here, okay, I pulled it up. All right, so it's your team.
This one.
It's your team taking on VNCP this
Okay, I
Thursday.
apologize. I did not know that. Now I know that.
Now you don't even know your team has a game. That's it.
Okay, that's on me. That's on me.
No, it's all good. But yep, this Thursday, VNCP taking on Sugar Babies. That is an elimination game. I would have casted it. I love elimination games, but unfortunately, I am not around on Thursday. But with that being said, anything you want to say, Chess, before we leave?
No, I just want to thank both teams for giving us a great series. Unfortunate that I know GF didn't have the gas for the final push. I think they just lost a bit of too much momentum in this game, and some of they had a lot of chances. You know, I think Heiki didn't play the cleanest Dota in this game, and they almost gave it back to them. They like huge throws with those Aegis fights, but it just was not enough. And John kind of scaled too much and just one shot the Meepo at some point, and the game became very difficult. Yeah.
With that in mind, that's gonna wrap things up for tonight. So stay in tune. Lions League is not over just yet. We still have some losers bracket to go through. We have losers finals, and of course, we have the grand finals coming up in a couple of weeks. I've been Ano. That's been Chess. Good night, everybody.
Thank you guys. See you.